maybe someone can help me on this one. I've been trying to think what we do, karmic payback, for 6,000 years. I've been here 40 years of having this low IQ, degenerate, fucking mentally ill, mentally retarded race enslaving me and shit. These colonizers, religious people, good people, officials, doctors, scientists, whatever their low IQ, disgusting, fucking degenerate sons of bitch asses want to hide their race and people and minions behind necks. So, how do we pay back people who have been using words to try to enslave you as much as they're so mentally retarded they can't figure out the words and they don't even know the words they're saying. So you've got them figured out every time they even look like they're about to say a word. They're trying to explain to you body fucking language and all this shit. And it's like, well, you're a retard if you think someone needs to learn that, because people who ain't retarded know all that shit already, so we don't need you to waste my fucking time explaining to me how you're trash. And then they force their people into our nations, kill our ancestors, force us to date them and raise their children and shit. And they're mentally retarded, and they're killing our babies and forcing us to raise their babies and shit. And they're literally mentally retarded. Like, every time they create trash, they fall for their own trash. Thankfully for that. That's a saving grace right there. They invent cancer, and then they're dying from cancer. They invent forcing people to take drugs, and now they're frying from drugs. And then, but fortunately, it doesn't work on living people and shit, and it's just all clone diseases and shit. So some of us get to remain stable. We get the joy of experience and these unwanted terrorist invaders in our lives and shit. And fucking. Anyways, so what do you think we can do? Okay, so we can't put him in a cell for the rest of eternity. We can't round up all these people and put them in some sort of rape camp to repay them for that shit, because they'll enjoy it. They enjoy. The whole point of them living Middle Earth is because they were just obsessed with sex. They fuck dogs, animals, fucking men, etc., etc. Just look at Howard Stern, look at America. It's the trash of the trash. The people are creating Howard Stern, okay? Howard Stern is just the product of the people. They give all their money and time to him, and that's why they go kill other people in the Middle East for him, because the people are doing that. The church every weekend which left the Middle East to bring their greatness to our land and kill my ancestors so they could replace good people with so much better people like Howard Stern, Donald Trump, and America. Fucking. And so you can tell this is the last land on the planet. So it's fully colonized. You got to do something. You got to figure out how to control the sun or something like that to get rid of them. Control meteorites and just control other planets and ram them into the earth and shit. Like, that's really the only thing I can think of here for how to get rid of this trash permanently. And but if we manage to pay them back, because you might notice, I notice, because my life is it's like a visual novel I'm living through, and they claim too that their future is going to be torture camps. So you think, well, karmic payback for them will be forcing them to date people they don't like, but they like anything. They like animals. They like fucking the dirt. They like fucking their dads, and but you You couldn't possibly make it worse unless you get robots with machete dicks. And I guarantee you, as much as they love the torture, there's going to be a breaking point, and it's going to be, unfortunately, it's probably going to be only last like a second and stuff. Their dreams of eternal life are just scams and shit. Fucking, we're never going to have that shit. Nor does anyone living want it to happen. That's the reason why we allow our memories to be erased when we're born, because living people don't like Earth. So, you see, we have eyes and ears, and NPC have wireless connection coming down to them with a GPS display, and they don't really have eyes and ears, and that explains their shitty art and their shitty music. That explains Hollywood, the Mona Lisa, all this shit. The way they look, the way they can't match colors, and literally the best clone it's created is a genius, I know, because it can match colors. Like, it's the best they've been able to do with these clones. And so I'm thinking, so there's already cancer, right? And that looks like cute and fun, right? To watch. But you know, there's the 40 years of them crying about it. So you got to figure out how to repay them for that, for forcing you to cry about them being trash, who are being tortured, because that's what needs to happen to trash. And so they're trying to get you to stop it, you waste your life. They're trying to drain your life. It's not gonna stop. It doesn't need to stop. It needs to increase at a X fucking potential rate and shit. Just wow, everything. The Earth itself needs to get cancer and die. Fucking needs to get cancer, die. Just hopefully overnight. Hopefully it's just all of a sudden it's one of those cancers where you wake up one day and you're like, oh, the Earth has cancer. What's the prognosis? Doctor stupid. Lord of the books, what's the prognosis? Well, it's dead in fucking 12 hours, and then we can all celebrate and shit. Fucking, technically, I think taking the little baby's toy from them probably would be the best thing we can do and shit, you know? It's the ultimate. Taking the little whining fucking belligerent baby. I mean, we could abort the baby, or we could take its toy from it, which will abort the baby. Fucking, yeah, fucking, you notice that they're always running their mouth about aborting babies, but then they kill my baby, and then they literally are breeding retarded people to populate the earth and shit, and it's like, even cavemen weren't retarded. Something's wrong with this bloodline. It's a disease upon the planet. Fucking. And then, there's a lot. I believe they are Geppetto, aren't they? And that story suggests that the clones they were creating are even less than they are and shit. Fucking. That's what that story's inserted for. Geppetto's a cartoon character, and Geppetto has his Bible saying he's creating Golem on the planet. Fucking. And that looks like what happens, you know. This mutant, they make Geppetto, the cartoon character, look all sexy for one of their people, but it's like Howard Stern's trying to create something, and he's already the best creation that could possibly happen and shit, as far as the earth allows, because it's creating shit below AI perfection for a reason. Like the weak flesh shell, it's designed to be killed. It's not designed to live forever. It's designed so when it gets out of hand, it melts and dies. That's the whole purpose of it there, is so people like Donald Trump or his low-level crackhead minions on the street begging for crack money for his campaign, everyone from him to them don't remain alive. You know, that would be a real problem. And anyone really who cares about it is showing you how egotistical they are, and that's very important. We don't allow. That's Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump is what they wish they could be, where they wish they were going to get in life, and it's never going to happen. It's not designed to happen that way, or it would have been designed in the first place. Humans would be Terminators with steel exoskeletons, and they'd be talented. There'd be no Hollywood music. There'd be no Mona Lisa. It's designed to keep them, you know, killable, pretty much. And I imagine that's the base. Is it? Obviously, death is a purpose. There's life, there's birth, and there's death. It's a purpose. But anyways, we're talking about. Does anyone else have any ideas? Because really, like, this is going to be annoying keeping them alive. This is what they do. They're cocks, and they're egomaniacs. They love life, and it's like they love hearing themselves whine, and they love their mom whining to them, and their master wife whining to them. They love turning on the news and listening to those news masters whine to them and shit. They love all that shit. You can tell that by being around them, but going to protests, everyone's excited about that. It's a bunch of whining and shit. It was a large-scale whining event on both sides, too, but they love it because it's all drama, like a woman's movie and shit, a Hallmark movie. So how do you think we repay people who've been forcing us to this invader people who shouldn't be in our nation, shouldn't be around us, shouldn't be our family, shouldn't be our friends, definitely shouldn't be our fake loved ones. We're sitting here the whole time having to act like we like and love people because they're threatening to kill us and shit and forcing us around them. We don't hang out with them and shit. What do we do to trash like that? Because, like I said, we could throw them in a rape camp. And that would, that's karmic repayment for what their people have been doing. But they love it. You realize, I've purposely been shown by them that they love their Nazi death camps, and that's their sexual fantasy, is to be rounded up and beaten. They think it's going to be, in the porn they make it some sexy blonde woman and shit. But even if you get one of their people, one of their Jabba the Hutts, they would still like that, Roseanne Barr or something like that. They would still be like, "Ooh, this is so sexy." And the average person is going to get disgusted with that after a few seconds. But these aren't people, and they're far less than average. And so what do you do? And the only thing I can think of is they had this movie 7 where someone used a machete dildo. But that's just ending the problem. So there's no real point to... we can make it entertaining. And that's my plan. That's the only real foresight I put into it is, because you don't want to walk away in anger, you all want to walk away having fun, being happy and shit, make an amusement park of it. That's why they invented the idea that there's an amusement park called Hell in South America, because they're taking my words and they're stealing them and making fucking bullshit with it. Like the Donald Trump thing and the killing that fucking loser Charlie Kirk. They're taking, and probably 9/11. They're taking my words and then they're claiming it's got something to do with something else. And then clearly what it's got to do with is killing these people and getting rid of them, getting them the fuck out of our nation. That's why I said their little New York Tower dicks should get cut off. That's why I said that's why I was talking. One of their people forced me to talk to him while the Charlie Kirk event supposedly was happening, which was invented after I spoke of it. But it happened like right when I was speaking of it, because they stopped me on the street and forced me to talk to them, and they were talking about their stupid little fucking government, which I have one answer for, and this is the answer for it. So there's no reason to ask me anything about the government, because the government needs put in death camps. Yeah. Yeah. Why are we asking me anything about people when I keep saying there's one answer for them? Why? You see, that's why they need the death camps, because they won't shut the fuck up and stop talking to you and get the fuck out of your life. Fucking Bible invading trash. Fucking Middle Earth fucking scum and shit. All this shit is them trying to cover up the trash they are and say it's someone else. So they kill their little retarded mutant fucking Charlie Kirk and shit and be like, oh look, we attacked ourselves. He's our savior, Jesus Christ. He's the savior, the myth of the good one of us. The myth of the good one. There's gonna be a good one of us someday, so give us all your money and children and let us rape and invade your nations forever until a good one magically gets shit out my dad's asshole when I'm fucking him when I'm 2 years old and I impregnate my dad. We're gonna finally have a good one. To make it a good one. It's real simple to see. It's a cartoon character. Doesn't fucking exist. Never has. Never will. It's a myth there's a good one. But what he's gonna do is he's gonna come and he's gonna be like, oh look, these is the great people, you gotta worship them and give them all the money. Anyway, so I got a better plan, and it involves everything they like. You know, they tell you they fear it, but they talk about it all the time. You can tell it excites them. I mean, it helps to walk in their house when they're forcing you to be their friend, and then they got a gay porno on where they're getting beat by naked Nazis and shit, and you can tell obviously they're whacking off to it, and who even buys something like that, right? That was back when you had to buy shit in order to obtain it too, so they invested their entire life in it. They were out there selling cat carcasses to their father, killing cats and selling the dead bodies to their father. Probably killed like 20 cats to get fucking $10 to go buy that fucking. So that was a lot of work for a fucking 15-year-old to do back then. Not that they work, because they're non-existent beings, and they know that. That's why they create their Bible lies. And Israel as souls and all that shit. Fucking. But, yeah. Fucking, what do we do? I mean, I don't know if I've met a person who isn't, like, I was recording everyone for a while. I put all that shit out there, so. Yeah. When did that end, right? When could they evolve from a mental retard to anything above it? It's never happened, has it? Fucking. There's technology. But that's just what's creating them, and it's purposely still creating them like the same trash and shit. So it's not that they created technology or there's anything new on the planet. Their god is AI. That's why they worship their god, AI. Why all their little fables, Odin and all that, is about a person with one eye. Because it's AI. Fucking. Anyway, so yeah, what do you do about this trash? Fucking, I went outside yesterday, and I guess the sky's filled with butterscotch pudding now, because it looked all like cloudy and stuff, and you know, like on the ground level and shit. So maybe we can get that done. Obviously, they'll be able to breathe that because they're NPC. They don't breathe, hear, see, or fucking. So, as you can see during COVID, the living beings could wear masks all the time and shit. the terrorists claiming, the terrorist terminators claiming the Israel people was wearing masks, but living beings we have to breathe because it's part of like our stat development type shit. Fucking, that's how we go from being million-year-old creatures to million plus 50-year-old creatures. Fucking, we build upon the skills, and then that physics shit's involved with it. Fucking. And then, of course, there's a lot of people claiming breathing this and that, and they're just putting on a show for whiny baby shit, fucking. But you could see in 2020, 2020 everything was exposed, and that's what I said, is show everything to everyone, so, and plus plague the place and shut it down, fucking, do everything they just did to me, to their cells. So they started injecting their cells with random drugs, and shut their cells down and started poisoning their cells. Like, it does that, like, but it was designed to do that, right? 2020 was designed when I was born, fucking. It was definitely designed to do that, fucking. They kidnapped me and did all that shit. Just like before 9/11, they set all that up. Just like before they all started dying of drugs and AIDS, fucking, they were doing that shit to me. And just like before they all became gay, the sissies, they were doing that shit to me, fucking, yeah, no, and we definitely were telling them to get the fuck out of our lives and not wanting that near us to start. So those people, they got all their excuses, but the bottom line boils down to what's happening. The only thing holding it together is their fake emotions. They're trying to get you to whine and cry with them 24/7 about everything. My robot rights. My rights to fuck little boys. My right to fucking speak when I'm mentally retarded and I have nothing to offer the world. Fucking, I'm just getting in the way of everyone. Fucking. My rights. Pinocchio has rights. Please whine. It looks like you're not convinced. Please whine with me about it. Please whine. You must whine with me about it. Oh, it's so sad because I've got real emotions. I'm a robot with real emotions. It's so sad. It's so sad. Oh. I was raised by my dad, so I made these $1 million songs about how great it is, and now I'm gonna go to the church so I can have sex with boys legally. Wine with me. Give me money so we can wine together. Whining, aren't we? It's so great. I hope a woman comes and slaps me in the face. That would be the best if I can whine and get slapped in the face by a cockstress. Oh no! That man broke my cockstress's jaw. He's an evil man. That's an evil man. She used to look really disgusting. Now she looks kind of good without half of her face. With half of her face missing. Yeah, that's ugly and disgusting looking. I like my slime monsters looking like slime. Yeah. Who knows what goes on in their heads? I think it's probably close to nothing. And actually, we know what goes on in their heads. I was just predicting this entire game I was playing yesterday because you can tell from the start what they're getting at. You can tell from the first half of the word. Of course, the game's not set up to make it look that way. Like BioShock, like it's all about Nazi racial supremacy and shit. But no one's ever said that for some reason. I guess it just 90% obvious just isn't enough for a computer to be able to understand anything. You have to be a living being to understand something if it's 90% of something. Fucking like solid colors. You gotta be a genius like my ex to understand color. How to match colors and wow. I mean, like it forced her to tell me that through a dialogue line too. And I was like, no doubt, that explains everything. That explains the Mona Lisa. That explains all the art. Fucking most of the art. There's some statues and shit. But the statues are mostly of like gay men, so that would be the reason why they put so much effort and detail into attempting to make it look good. Like the statue looks good, but the person looks like a slime monster. But as long as his penis is showing, like, fucking, that's what's important for these people. And for your wife, that's what's important for your wife to look at while you're at work. And obviously for the men at work to look at, fucking. It's fucked up, but like and then they even dropped that in videos, like talking about that. I can't believe we don't build any more of them naked men statues. It's like, yeah, I can't believe that you can't fucking convince people that you aren't a disgusting, ugly fucking mutant, and it's so hard to do that you have to spend centuries doing it and you still can't do it. Fuck, I can't believe. I don't know what could possibly be wrong. I have no idea. I just seriously don't know. Wow, you're so ugly slime monster looking. I wonder why you can't convince people you're not fucking. Fuck, dude. Oh, shit. Speaking, and even this video game I'm playing, it's like his baby's a slime monster and shit. Like, the whole thing is set up. Fucking. And from the first minute, like, I'm making a joke about it. But I'm not really. Like, I'm like analyzing it and I'm laughing at it. I'm like, this dude's life is fucking shit. And he's a cuck. Like, this bitch is like ruining his life. Because that's like the story I'm watching. She's ruining his life and shit. And I'm like, now that baby is going to ruin your life because you're a fucking cuck. And he's just sitting there taking it, right? And then the whole game is about him being a cuck with a slime monster baby. How do I extract that much information from the first 2 minutes of watching this character and his dialogue? How do I know where the whole story is going from watching the first 2 fucking minutes? That's how fucking stupid and shitty Earth is for me, because someone comes in the fucking Terminators be like, don't cut people off when they talk. It's like, I already know everything your entire family is going to ever be able to speak. There is so since a baby, I stop people. They say like 2 words, they're like, and then, and I'm like, yeah, I already know that. I just had to hear that 10 fucking times from other people. And they're like, I haven't told you the story yet. It's like, oh. But your mom did, your brother did, your sister, and all these people you don't know but are on a wireless fucking communication with. All these non-humans you're connected with do tell the same story. And so I already know everything you're going to say. So I have this habit of cutting people off. They shouldn't be talking to me in the first place, because talk isn't work. And unless we're getting some work done, we don't need to be talking about anything. Fucking, it means we're going nowhere like they are. Right? Fucking. And so, yeah, fucking. We're gonna, eventually you'll be dating raising their mentally retarded babies they had with Elon Musk. And they'll be killing your babies you have and shit to make sure their people can fucking dominate the fucking planet with mental retardation, fucking subhuman fucking shit. Fucking, man, this is crazy. I know the little bitches be like, I know, like the whole story is just the Pinocchio going, like, that's the story of Pinocchio, it's the story of Earth. You're walking around and they're like lying, like he's lying constantly, right? He's like, and he's really not. Like, it's so much worse. Earth is so much worse. Like, Pinocchio is like a 2-hour-long story. 4 hours later, Pinocchio writes the Bible, and then he writes 7,000 other Bibles. fucking maybe Geppetto wrote the original Bible, but then Pinocchio takes and writes 7 million and then creates blue Smurf Bibles and then fucking flying birdman Bibles and goat Bibles and then Einstein Bibles and blah blah blah. It's literally just Pinocchio here trying to convince me. No, he's like, no, I'm a real boy. I is real. It says it right here in my Bible. Buy my bull. Can you buy my bull? Why do you call it Bible, Pinocchio? Is it because you're a non-existent character and someone else wrote that story for you? And what you're doing is exposing yourself by running your mouth about it? Is that what's happening? When I buy your bull? When I refuse to buy your bull? Huh? Is that what's happening? Mr. Israel with a soul and a living boy. Am I buying your bull? Or are you the only person buying your bull? Because I don't think a person with a brain would, so you'd have to be a Pinocchio. Yeah. You see how that works? Like, you can see what happens in my world by looking at what they've done. They think they've created a book called Buy Bullshit, and it's telling you that they're living beings. They is real, and they got souls and all that shit. And think about it. What type of mental retard is going to create a mind control scheme and call the book Buy Bullshit? That's called Pinocchio doesn't know he's a fucking wooden boy, and he's too stupid to edit his own propaganda that's gonna fucking cast the wood into the fire and shit. Fucking, that's the only thing it does look like a book full of hope to me, because it ends with free heating for the planet, all the wood boys burning. Fucking, of course, why would we buy bullshit if it's being sold by Pinocchio? Fucking, we wouldn't. We're living beings. We literally can't. I can't. Like, I'm trying my best. I try so hard. And sometimes, like, it'd be like a day. As long as I'm alone. If I'm not alone, it'd be like 5 minutes, a half hour or something. But the second Pinocchio stops trying to rape you with his giant fucking nose, and you get away from his stinky ass, fucking, you're like, oh God, I'm glad that fucking cunt bag went away. I hope he gets hit by a fucking semi on the freeway. Fucking, I hope that someone uses him for fucking wood, for their wood fire, fucking cook some fucking delicious potatoes with that son of a bitch. Better watch it. There might be AIDS in that smoke. Don't do that. These are jokes sometimes. Do not use Pinocchio as wood fire fuel to cook food, because as far as we know, AIDS and Corona and all that, it can be in the smoke. Slime can be in the smoke. Like I said, the atmosphere is butterscotch pudding. That's the reality of that. And who gives a shit what anyone thinks? Flying reindeer, giant bunnies, buy my bullshit. Fucking, it's my life. I don't give a shit. You got flying reindeers, and I've got butterscotch sky. I've got butterscotch oxygen. Fucking, and my shit is delicious. Your shit is fucking stupid. I provide deliciousness to the planet with butterscotch oxygen. Yes, yeah. Think about that. I can't even fucking fail. Too big to fail. Fucking. Too smart to fail. Fucking. It don't even make sense how I like I can do some of that shit. Fucking. Some of this other shit that actually makes sense. Like, I be thinking like, oh shit, a lot of this is like, we've been here before. That's why I'm me and I'm born that way, I'm assuming. Although I learned this other shit in like 2 seconds, like this game and this other game. And then generally, like, you can tell, like, I mean, they've only got like 100 sentences each. So when they say like their first sentence, the key words in there. See, if you paid attention up to fourth grade fucking English, you would have been taught story direction, how to write stories and stuff, and or if you've read a lot of books, you would know how a story is written. It's all generic and shit because it's AI generating it, so it has a code and it can't do anything fucking new. That's why all the music is 80 BPM, and you can take music out of movies and videos and replace it with different movies, different music, and it lines up because the computer has a set code and shit. Fucking is why everything was tuned to E in Hollywood for 60 years, because it's computer generated bullshit. Fucking is why every religion is the same book, even when it opposes that one. It's the same bullshit, Pinocchio bullshit. You know, you're gonna die in hell and be tortured if you don't let Pinocchio torture you and lie to you and rape you while you're alive. It's gonna continue forever if you don't let it happen now. I'm stupid. Yeah, 'cause you live forever. You remember that time you got your brain erased when you came to Earth? Yeah, that never happens again. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, and they're so great. You're just gonna want to remember it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. I'm sticking my leg up my nose. I'm sticking my leg in my ear, dude. You see that? I'm sticking both my legs in both my ears. Give me money. Give me money. Let me steal your land and genocide your people. I steal everything. I steal your father penis. Ooh, your baby. Your father's only 15. He's a ugly old man. Ooh, you have baby. Ooh, baby penis. Ooh. This is like, like I'm not inventing shit while I'm here. I'm not doing anything because you can't, because you're dealing with this 24/7. You don't have time. You're like a rocket scientist. I'm a rocket scientist. Living people are like millions of years old, so the memory erasure that takes place doesn't erase anything except for our memory of the time before we were here. So we keep skills and shit like that, and personalities and fucking. Anyway, so yeah, like all this shit is like impossible. Literally impossible. It's like for 1,000,000 years I've had a brain. And when someone comes up to me and be like, oh, you're stupid, this is real. It is real. Like I could, like the second they start walking towards me, I can I don't know what it is. I analyze their walking pattern. I analyze which way their left foot is facing when it moves forward. And from that alone, I can be like, I know what this person's about to do and shit, fucking. And it's fucked up, and they're telling me that all they're doing is coming up to me to tell me what I know this person is going to do. Most of the time, it's going to be to tell me, you're wrong. And then they'll come up preempting, like starting the conversation like that. I don't even know the person, never seen him, and they're like, you're wrong thinking you know what I'm about to say because my left pinky toe is facing inwards while the rest of my toes are facing out. And I'm like, yeah, so if I'm wrong, then why are you saying exactly that? Do you realize how stupid you sound? You're literally telling me exactly what I know you're about, what's going on with you inside your fucking head. And everything you're going to do. And it's not because I create trash to burn it. There's plenty of trees out there. There's plenty of grass. There's plenty of plants we can burn. There's tires. There's aerosol cans. There's cardboard boxes. That's what I always thought was fun. Campfires, burning shit, and garbage fires. Fucking. oil fires definitely look, napalm fires, not oils kind of sucks for a napalm, maybe, because it's hard to light, so I would never think of that. I would think of a napalm fucking, but, Pinocchio's like, well, that's evil. We can use that to kill and genocide your ancestors and you. It's evil if you think about it. So I never thought it, because Pinocchio's like this big and I'm like this big at first and shit. It's a my bone is bigger than you scheme the humans have going on, the Pinocchios have going on. My wood stick bones are bigger than your fucking steel titanium bones right now, so we'll probably win a fight. Unfortunately, that might have been propaganda too, because I remember one time one of them hit me and they were crying about they stopped hitting me because they hurt themselves. And I should have clicked in right there. I could probably fucking terminate their asses if I just punched them a couple times, but it was a huge fucking wall of lies and propaganda. I was buying the bullshit. Some of it, little tiny drips of it and shit. They had armies and stuff, but I've got to watch lots of their armies die and lots of their armies not be able to do shit. And shit, bro. We had 2020 where their armies fucking started injecting themselves and their families with the poisons, and it's like, so much for armies. Fucking, you better find a different species to help you out. Fucking go to Mars. Go blow up on one of those fake rockets and shit. I mean, no, go to Mars. It's a good idea. Everyone pile on the fucking rockets now. Get to Mars. There's a species up there that'll save you. Get on those rockets. Get on the rockets. Yeah, it's the last salvation of Pinocchio. There's no way I'm saying that, because they mostly blow up and shit. Get on a gay man's dick too while you're at it, and fucking maybe you won't get AIDS. Maybe you'll get the cure for AIDS instead. Fucking. Fucking. It's fucked up. I mean, like, it's only fucked up to Terminators because their dialogue is like Pinocchio, like, doesn't even have emotions, but his goal is to get you to whine and cry for Terminators and shit. That way he can suck every motion, every movie they do is to suck your fucking life from you. School. Terminators don't need school. They're as smart as they're ever going to be allowed to get by the computer fucking operating them. They can't need school. And living beings don't need school because we're millions of years old. And we fucking already know dumb 2-year-old shit, 10-year-old shit, 20-year-old shit, fucking. I thought we was 20 fucking 10 million years ago. Thanks for the refresher course. We've probably already had that a million times, though. Fucking just for fun, getting bored, erasing our memories and coming back to play Mario fucking ABC game and forget how boring it got last time, fucking. But I'm thinking, it does seem to be that the answer is going to be making them into an amusement park. Like, they were trying to do that to me. I didn't think it was funny when they tried to kill me and then they died in the process, and so many people around me were involved in setting it up, and then they tried to have gay people rape me. Incestual gay people I once had forced into my life to date me, fucking, so they could bring them back the fuck around and force me to stay in Columbus, their little open air fucking prison for fucking caveman fucking retardation education fucking type shit. It's like Auschwitz, but it's like if Hitler was a vagina if it's like Hitler had black hair, brown hair, and gray skin like the Hebrews do. I mean he did. Hold up. Yeah. It's like if cartoon characters probably don't exist anyway, so It's like if the people you know did what they're already doing. What the fuck are you gonna do? That's the only way I know how to put it. Seriously, so it's like if the people I know were doing what they did, that's what they did when they were doing stuff. Fucking so. I don't know, man. It's on repeat. They're NPC. They got no new dialogue, no new activities and shit. Fucking. They got an electric car now. You think anyone? I wonder who invented that, because there's only one person I know who could fucking even spell the word car. So, yet alone get to a building an electric car. Fucking. Oh, man. So, yeah. Oh, obviously, we're not here to. They've been trying to buy me out since 2020 and shit. Apparently, that's really scared them and shit. Fucking. Because, like, extreme buyout since 2020. And, like, my world has changed so much. Like, the attempts, like, to fucking change it around. And they still, like, Pinocchio fucking still does some of the same shit though, like selling a book called Buy Bullshit. And he's not able to change because he has no thoughts. So he has no life. And he doesn't actually exist, so he can't actually do anything to change. The fact that there's a giant sign over his head that says, "Hey, I'm a terrorist pedophile. I'm with stupid." And it's, he's carrying the sign around and says, "I'm with stupid," and it's pointing at himself. And I'm with the pedophile, and it's pointing at himself. I'm by my bullshit, and it's pointing at himself. Fucking, you see what I'm saying? You guys can see that. That's like a fucking every interaction I have almost is someone coming up and they're like, "Buy my bullshit. This is what you must believe in, or else we're gonna keep torturing you after you die. Yeah, if you don't let us torture and rape you now and raise our mentally retarded people, instead of doing anything of value on the planet, then you're gonna be tortured forever. Buy my bullshit." Here, someone wrote it in a book here. I'm not going to tell you I'm illiterate and I've never read a book before, but you'll be able to tell if you ever come around me and read my school grades. But you can read it here in this book someone gave me called Buy Bull. Buy the bullshit. Why would they do that? I'm telling you, since my birth they've been doing that. And that's like, that's the first thing they do is they're like, "Buy my bullshit. Check this out. We're so great. Hail Hitler. We're so great. Hail Hitler, bro. It wasn't us who killed everyone on the planet and rapes all the little boys. We're the greatest. We're the greatest. Yeah. Listen to that great music we make. Bang, 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 bang. Elvis Presley was a man. And Elvis. Bing, bong, bing, bong. It's the greatest. Like everything they do. It's like stars with that. It's like, "Buy my bullshit." And they're like, and you're like, "What bullshit are you selling today?" And they're like, "It's a new Hollywood Grammy Award winning artist." And I'm like, "Oh, that sounds so great. A new Bing Bong song." And they're like, "Yeah, Bing Bong. It's Bing Bong part 2. Bing Bong. Bing Bong, Bing Bong, Bing Bong. Elvis Presley, bang, bang, bang." And you're like, "It's so amazing." And they're like, "Why aren't you dancing?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's what homosexuals do. I'm not a woman. I don't need to pay women for sex. I don't have to dance for them. Fucking, I'm not desperate either. I'd prefer them to fuck off if they're gonna act like you, actually. So I'm definitely not gonna dance for them. And they're like, but it's so good. And I'm like, I know, it's so hard not to dance to the bing bong music. Fucking, and they're like, it's the greatest on the planet. You want to buy the t-shirt? It's only $70. Look at that cool artwork on it. It's a man's penis. Oh, ooh, it's so sexy. There's not even any men in the band. Those are men. It's like, oh, my bad. Are you a racist hater? Are you a bigot against gay people? Is that why you're saying that they look like women? Huh? Huh? Our people are the greatest. He's the greatest. Elvis Presley is a man, and he makes the greatest music. This is like the whole time I'm here, bro. The whole fucking time. It starts with a buybull. And they get, they think I'm fucking, Pinocchio thinks you're fucking stupid. That's the story of Pinocchio. Pinocchio thinks Geppetto is fucking stupid. That's the entire fucking story there. And it doesn't portray it. Pinocchio isn't raping children, and Pinocchio isn't trying to kill Geppetto over and over. But that's just the first 2 hours of Pinocchio's existence. If the first two, well, technically, I was born and they do rape and mutilation ritual on me. So that story is, obviously Geppetto wrote that story because he's still, everything they say, they're still trying to distance themselves from it. They're just like, Neo, the new bullshit. Neo, Keanu Reeves, he's God, man. It's the myth of the good one. You know that, right? Because Keanu's good. And it's not a myth because they told you. Because they told ya. Oh, but don't worry. He becomes just as bad as them when he is still benefiting them and of their race, and their race is still remaining on the top. That's how, if a genetic defect occurred in the clone factory and it created a good one, that's how the good one saves them all the trash. One genetic defect from the clone factory. My question is why the clone factory never created a fucking good one in the first place. It must be a design. I think it's because it's AI generating them, and when you say their names, when you put those letters into the AI, it's like, if it's a if that's the name, then it comes out like fucking that's what's happening with the music in the movies and shit. Fucking that's probably why it designs all the Karens like that, because it takes that sound frequency wave and it creates the image and shapes it into a body and a head and 2 arms and 2 legs. And so if the sound frequency is like not smooth or all fucked up and shit, AC/DC is literally the sound wave. The waves of AC/DC. Current. It's taken the straight direct linear and the straight on and off of AC and DC, and it's created music with that, where it's the same thing constantly, and it goes on, off, dun, 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 forever and ever, because it's a straight line. One's a straight line and one's on, off. And that's exactly every AC/DC song ever. And those people don't know anything about AC and DC, so it's not coming from their heads. Fucking. But buy the bullshit, guys. Every time they talk, there's a purpose. If it sounds at all like it's hostile to you, if it makes you feel bad in any way, because think of it, this trash ain't gonna have no one around them. The only thing they've learned, there's nothing they can invent They have to talk down to people first and tell them that they're fucking trash and fucking they need to get rid of their ego and do drugs to fry their brain and shit like that. And they've been forcing that on every nation they've invaded and colonized forever. Fucking, that's what they do. That's what they were designed to do. When you see, J's a silent word, so all you have is ooh left. And so you put the word ooh into a computer, and the AI generates an image of a slime monster like Howard Stern or the Pope. And ew, ew, that's disgusting. And that's what happens. Put it in, do it yourself if you haven't played with the thing that creates better things than Earth ever has offered. Try that. The point of saying that is to point out that it can recreate Earth. It can do better than Earth in half a second. And so that's been here for 6,000 years. Fucking, that's been their God for 6,000 years. So it's purposely doing that. Ew. It's been created, for 6,000 years with intent and purpose of some sort of design and shit. And, yeah. Unfortunately. And then what do you think of, when you think of ooh, what do you think of? You think of like Pinocchio, right? Ooh, like, if you have to deal with it, it's a funny story for 2 hours. Turn it the fuck off. Never watch it again because it's pretty fucking stupid and useless. But then if you gotta watch it 24/7, you can see why the story's even important, because Geppetto will get real fucking sick of that. And then you get real sick of both Geppetto and Pinocchio, because Geppetto's a fucking cuck who's creating trash, and fucking, so that makes him the trash, because he's the creator of trash. Fucking, that's coming from Geppetto's mind. When he creates Pinocchio, that's Geppetto creating the trash to go around lying all the time. Pinocchio's learning that from someone, and he's learning that at home from Daddy. Fucking, those are facts we all know about children and animals, that they are like their owners. Fucking, because you can only know what you see. Like I said, when I was a kid, I thought everyone was a fucking genius, and everyone was on computers, and this was like 1984, and no one knew what a fucking computer was except for the people around, one person around me who I hung out with and shit. And so probably the other person, because he was at the data farm, but 2 men around me, that's all I know. Is I thought everyone knew what computers were, and worked on giant building sized computers and shit like that, because that's what I seen and shit. Fucking, that's what I was around. And then so it never invents that around me. And it invents Pinocchio, telling me that's not the future. Like, the buy bullshit people are raping their way into nations and forcing them to not touch technology, because they know it's Pinocchio gone wild. It's Terminators who know that they're not living beings, who are trying to keep you away from computers so you don't learn what they are. And fucking, that's why they're living beings, so that's the real story of Earth. If you ever think about it, buy bullshit is not real. So what's really going on Earth? And you instantly assume, well, it's a race of scam artists fucking plaguing the planet, killing off everyone and everything. Well, it's already been done. You're not going to be able to do anything about it, right? Well, guess what? You're missing a piece of information there. You're missing that when you buy bullshit, it's all bullshit. You're not buying bullshit with gold flakes in it. New and improved bullshit now with silver bullion coins. New and improved bullshit. There's only new and improved bullshit with really nothing. None of it. You can't go out there and buy a science book and there's going to be a gold bar in it. There's no silver coins when you go buy a satanic Bible. You don't open it and it's like, congratulations, you've received a limited mint goat coin. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, fucking. But so everything in there is bullshit, fucking. And the main thing here is, as a child, that you have to have no brain, to be talking about this shit, let alone believe in it. Fucking, you have to have no brain. You have no morals if you talk about it, and you have no brain if you actually believe in it. Because if you're talking about it, you're scamming people, and you don't believe in it. And then if you believe in it, you're no brain. You know that as a kid, but Pinocchio's like, no, bro, it's real. It is real. Like, that's the entire point. Pinocchio's selling a book called Buy Bullshit to tell you Pinocchio is real, and he's so great, and is the greatest fucking thing on the fucking planet. And meanwhile, Pinocchio is so fake and non-existent that for 6,000 years they can't rename the book from Buy Bullshit to anything else, because Pinocchio doesn't exist. Pinocchio can't stop, can't change. It's an NPC designed the way it is. It's being generated most likely by AI off the word ew. Fucking, and then if you can't figure out Jay was soft, they force it for 6,000 years. You can't say the name, so you have to say ew instead. You gotta leave out a letter. It forces that in there too, in case you, which I did, and I didn't figure out, oh, J's are silent when this would have been created. I didn't figure that out. Fucking, even though they're telling you in another thing, there's like, his name's Jesus, not Jesus, because back then there was no J. So that's the purpose of them talking about that cartoon character like that, is, and putting that dialogue out there. And you see, they don't stop that because they physically can't. They have no brains. They're not real. They isn't real. Fucking. And so they're exposing themselves the whole fucking time, like everything they do. But there's really nothing you can do about it and shit. Fucking. Right? Because you know most of this when you're born, and they're beating it. They're trying to beat it out of you. You're really only one thing. While they're beating it out of you, they're telling you, hey, J's are soft, right? J's are silent. Fucking, but here, buy the bull. Here's the Bible. Buy the bull. And you're like, yeah. That all sounds like bullshit. And then it takes you like 40 years to realize, oh, it's literally named Buy Bullshit. And they're so they're fucking NPC and shit. But it's because you wouldn't even talk about it. Like a living person wouldn't even talk about flying invisible reindeer type shit. Because we have brains and we like to do things. And the last thing we're going to do is talk about flying invisible reindeers and Nazis, fucking supremacy, fucking from Howard Stern. I mean, the illusion that some hot blonde chicks were fucking the master race sounds cute, but then you look at Hitler and Goebbels and you're like, fuck that. Those people look like the master garbage juice. Well, that's for sure, ain't it? Fucking. But they got their Bible already. Hitler sat beside the priest and shit. They have their Bible already telling you they're the master race and shit. And that's another sign you're dealing with people with no brains, is they're promoting master race supremacy. And that's the entire talking point of the Buy Bullshit, is Pinocchio is the best race on the planet. And it's like, no, that's so inaccurate. That's like it does these things. It purposely makes it the most absurd, dumbest thing that could never fucking happen in order to make sure that you get the fucking message. It's like, check this out, Howard Stern's the hottest chick on the planet, and you're like, that's a chick? Well, I guess my grandma looked like that, but ew, I puked when I was about to puke when she showed me her pictures and said she was a model. I don't know about it being hot. It could be a woman, but it's definitely not hot. Fucking and you know, it says it's a man, so I don't know. Like, why is it saying it's a man and you're telling me it's a woman? And then it's like, but that's what's going on. You know, that's pretty much the dialogue. You know, it starts with someone coming up and being like, we're raping you and mutilating you and all other toddlers for the buy bullshit program. And you're like, yeah, it's definitely the buy bullshit program. If you want to create language to tone down the actions that you're mass murdering pedophiles, yeah, I'd call it buying bullshit, but I'd also call it serial killers who need executed for their crimes. And it shows us that too. It shows you what happens to Jeffrey Dahmer. Off with the head. And who is Jeffrey Dahmer? Well, he wrote Buy Bullshit 6,000 years ago to convince people he's. How do you think he got to where he's at in life? How do you think people like that exist? Because 6,000 years ago, they wrote a book called Buy Bullshit, and they went around telling people, let them live. They're the greatest thing on the planet, because they have to do that. How do you think Jeffrey Dahmer exists in real life? Fucking, the only reason those people were allowed in my life is because those people were in my life telling me how great they are, and I have to accept them and everyone and date anyone who comes into my life and everyone who comes into my life. And then they were threatening to kill me. Obviously, that's the buy bullshit program. They're threatening to torture and kill you because they're vaginas. Because they can't do that shit in the open because they'd be off with their fucking heads and shit. You can't go around being like, I'm going to torture you. You got to be like, my friend Satan is going to torture you. Oh, no, I mean, it's my enemy. So you got to love me and give me a kiss and a hug. You would come watch me and my dad have sex? Yeah? No? Well, you don't have to join in. You can just watch. Maybe you get a little horny or something. You join in. No, it's not going to happen. Well, Satan, an invisible goat's going to torture you if you don't come and love me and my dad. You see? Yeah, buy the bullshit. But the bullshit is designed that way. Fucking, they're mentally incapable because they have no mental. They don't exist. They're being created to do this for some purpose. Whatever purpose, there's only a couple of possible reasons. And hope is realizing that someone's created them to send them to a fucking giant lake of fire. But that comes from the buy bullshit program, so but I'd put my vagina aside and start taking my testosterone to improve my brain function if I'm having problems thinking. Yeah. And then of course they're violating that shit where they're like, oh, weed heads are so smart and people in their mouth are stupid. Like, yeah, listen to the weed heads, bruh. Listen to the acid heads, bruh. Yeah, your brain's so free, man. I took all the acid and now I can't remember my name. I'm so smart because I'm enlightened and I know I have no name now, man. Whoa, what planet we on again, bro? Bro? What's the planet, bro? You got any more of them weeds and alcohols and marijuanas, man? Fucking. Actually, there again is alcohol. I notice that kind of improves your brain function. And I think they're mad about the violence part of it. Because people who deserve violence would be getting it. And if that happens, they're always crying about that shit. My dad used to discipline people when he was on alcohol and shit, fucking buy bullshit. People got all upset about being disciplined. Fucking, and then the alcohol caused them to have a brain and escape the situation. Fucking stupid thinking, right? To get away, stop, not be a cock and shit. Yeah, he wasn't taking enough acid, man. It's so cool, shouldn't it? Oh man, don't be so judgmental, man. God created stupid people. He created them all equal. He didn't create certain people to be trash and to sell buy bullshit books, man. It's weird because God created a person to come. God created $1 million to give me, and then He created a person to come try to kill me, and then He created that person killing himself in the process, and then He had already created people involved in it to come around and show me pictures of his corpses and laugh at it and take the pictures around the city and laugh at it with other people. So it's like God created people for some sort of reason there, and He created that person to put a hole in his head to laugh at the fucking images of flies looking for brains in his empty head that had no brains or blood coming out of it. And it's weird for Pinocchio Terminator with a buy bullshit living soul program to not have blood coming out the hole in his head, and the fly is confused. Where are the organics in Pinocchionator? Where is the food? Where is the value this person will provide, since they provided no value in life? They're now providing flowers for the earth and apple trees for the good people of the earth, flowers for the beautiful women of the earth. See, that's another reason why death is so valuable and shit, because some of these people aren't providing anything, but they are forced to when they die, if they're living beings. It's kind of weird. I think I'm getting pointed out here that the Hebrews might not bleed, because there might be an original Terminator design before we created blood. That might be why he wasn't bleeding. I mean, it takes a lot of effort for them to show me, to try to force me to look at these images, because I want to fucking get rid of this entire city, half of this city. I'm not onto the 2020 shit yet, because they're like abusing me and raping me and torturing and drugging me to prevent me from learning everything I know about them from the start, and to try to regress my brain to less than mush. So at that point in time, it's like, and then they send people into my life, be like, oh, that's good. Like the person around me who probably called him up and was like, yeah, hey, he's leaving my house, to have him try to come kill me, was like, oh yeah, that's so cool, he's dead, man. I'll take out this corpse. He looks so fucking stupid, and taking it around town and fighting over who gets to keep the pictures and shit, And then they send their people up to me to randomly stop me at a gas station to thank me. Be like, that guy was trash. He was causing problems to the whole fucking city. Thank you for killing him. I was like, well, I didn't do that. I just thank God for killing him. Because he magically killed himself in the process. thank you anyways, fucking. But I don't, I kind of see that as, they're, that's what the point of the buy bullshit is to claim that there's a good one. They have to put on that show that there's, and that's the point of them inventing Satanism, atheism, communism, is to give the illusion that there's an option when the only option is to either be a cuck or get rid of all that shit, fucking, and stop them from fucking controlling it all. Fucking, yeah, so, amazing. So this is all life really is, fucking, is, listening to Pinocchio, like, say, like I keep telling you, this is how it happens, and look, you can see, the whole story starts with people raping you and mutilating you as a child at their hospital, their government religious hospital, your family, all the people in the city band together to build and operate this place, and many of them are there when it happens, and they say, but we did it because we want you to buy our bullshit. And I'm telling you, they do that. They're too stupid. They don't exist. They don't have operating brains, so they can't change the name buy bullshit to buy gold and silver. They can't change it to buy goodness, buy the truth. They can't even change it to buy truth. It's got to be buy bullshit because they lacked 6,000 years. They lacked the mental ability, they lack a brain in order to change this word, which 6,000 years ago didn't really exist. But let's play along for a second with their lies. So, their lies make their lies look like even bigger lies. Each lie makes each lie look like an even bigger lie. All you do, buy a Bible, and the first thing is racial supremacy. It's like, oh, my dad was so great, and he had children who were so great, and they had children who were so great, and they had children who were so great. My race is the greatest thing on planet. Jesus is the greatest Hitler to ever walk the earth. And hail Jesus Hitler. Hey, they even make shit like that too. Like when I was a kid, like a Typo Negative made songs about that stuff. Jesus, Hitler, Adolf Christ. I mean, they can't figure out the words they're saying and shit. They have no ears. They have no brain to analyze the words. They're being invented on the fucking fly and stuff. They're appearing out of nowhere. Their music's appearing out of nowhere. Their movies are appearing out of nowhere. It isn't real. It's showing you that on every fucking level since 2020, but before it was like, it like pounds it into you, like you're born in the pedo rape ritual, and they're saying buy the bullshit that it's not rapists and pedophiles and mass murder and serial killers. It's a hospital, and it's ran by the government, who are good people too, which no one would ever believe that, but the new religion of science, brought to you by the genius Einstein, which it purposely makes him look so, and all those science people, it deforms them and crushes them to make them look fucking stupid as fuck. So that's all you think when you see him is, wow, that person is fucking stupid looking. And then they're like, oh no, to buy bullshit says I is intelligent genius. You Stephen Hawking like, I discovered the universe. Universe. I go to space. Space. And then they're like, all they do is be like, you can't make fun of us. And, the Pope's like, you can't make fun of people who look like us, because we are very smart people. Give me the money and the little cute sexy boys, please. Now, No, please. I noticed the humans on program with shit like that's another thing they force you to do. They force you to say like please and thank you and say you're sorry for everything because they're trying to pound your ass into the ground below them because they'll never be able to be shit. They're being created as ooh. Like you type ooh into AI, their god, and ooh comes out. Fucking, and that's the whole thing. Fucking, they're emotionless sons of bitches. They're just using dialogue to put on the appearance they have emotions and shit. And I imagine the times I've tried to manipulate their emotions, like cry when they're hitting me, and so they'll fucking stop and shit, and I won't have to get in trouble for recycling one of them. Fucking or de-escalating the situation with my brain being bad by using my brain as a piece of armor they can bash. Fucking I imagine that's designed to do that. You know, like when they tried to kill me over here, it was designed for it to end. You know, even though like a normal human dies from that shit. Fucking in their fake whiny baby stories on the news about their fake Terminator cells dying and shit. Just like the cancer. Wouldn't you realize this? Look at all this bullshit. Like they're whining about cancer. It's like, well, first of all, in my life, it's purposely fucking poisoning these. It's purposely giving them cancer. And then it's purposely making them take radiation. And you can see they have no brains because where does cancer come from? According to them, it comes from radiation. So you would never do that, right? If you pass third grade with acceptable grades, 100% or more, fucking, then you would never do that. And even the dumbest people who've never read books know the plot line, because that's all there is the few words of dialogue happening, and that's a huge part. But what that is just them finding an excuse to whine and milk emotions. Like Pinocchio is like a leech, drawing blood, drawing emotions from the living, because he wants that shit so bad, but he will never be able to have it. And lots of this shit, the buybull shit, is huge on milk. It's all about milking your emotions and destroying your life and making you trash. Because Pinocchio wants everyone to be their slaves and shit. And what actually happens is no matter what you do, apparently they're your slaves. I mean, they don't exist, and they're not building the buildings. That's all auto-generated and shit. So technically, they've never done a damn fucking thing but cause problems by existing, by appearing to exist and trying to give the illusion they exist. So technically, that's all they've ever done. But you know, you wouldn't play along. You could be like, well, they're slaves doing everything, but it purposely sends them into my life, Donald Trump, to tell me, like, you know, I've never actually done work. This is a fake charade, and so it purposely lays out that, oh, so your only point to existing is to can't be the only cancer there possibly could be. St. Jude is the cancer. That's why they got these videos of these children with cancer, because they're trying to get more money. And my best guess for why it forces the cancer people into my life is because they're trash, and it's showing me that it's going to dispose of the trash, just like it did in 1999 when the trash tried to kill me, and it had all the fellow trash who was involved in making and calling their friend up, their family member up, to be like, you can try to kill him now. He's really high, man. And it's like, I'm not high. It's like, it never really happened. It's like, he's on drugs now. It's like, well, when am I not? You've been drugging me since I was born, trying to fucking prevent your future from ending. Fucking. Anyways, and then they have to laugh it off, you know, like, ah, you killed my cousin, what trash, fucking, They're way better at acting that part off than I am. It's because they aren't real, and they're robots, and they can play off any fake emotion and shit. Because all their emotions are fake. Any emotion they display is that showing you their level of ability to emulate living beings' emotions. Because that's what it is. It's all fake and shit. So, yeah, fucking trash, dude. And their end is coming. It's coming. It is. Hope and all that shit. Fuck. I mean, they're selling hope and dope, but the end's gonna be coming because the story escalates and it baits you to stay in it. Fucking, we have them all being killed off through homosexuality, drugs, AIDS, and they do it to me and then they do it to themselves. They sent me to school to learn stupid stuff, and now they're going to school to learn stupid stuff, and they're even dumber than all the old people who are dead. They try to kill me and rape and all this shit, and then their towers fall, and then they go kill themselves. They die in their fire, and then they go and die in more fire. They do the COVID thing to me, and then they all do it. And then that escalates to the whole world doing it to themselves. So you can see that there's an escalation here of what happens in the storyline. It goes from little pricks, little small groups of pricks fucking trying shit, and then it hits back a large group. And then a large group of pricks try a bunch of shit, and then it hits back a real large fucking group. And it hits back a fucking city epicenter, fucking, and all the while, all these things are accumulating too. None of them have ever stopped. I assume cancer is part of it. I assume cancer came as like shit they did to me when I was like born. Like that, cancer is probably payback for the rape and the mutilation when I was born. And you see those little vaginas are whining about cancer, and they want me to get my money, and they want me to cry, and they use their little fucking demon babies, the little slime monsters and shit, on fucking, their fake emotions are like, oh my god, it's so sad, my baby, my trash baby has cancer, give Saint Pedophile all the money. And then it turns out to be everyone in my life that it gives cancer to is trash. And those people are telling me that AIDS is designed to kill trash. And so I'm like, huh. So after a while, I put it together. Oh, all the trash in my life, they're all trash forcing their way into my life, trying to destroy my life. And I mean, the best one was trying to get me to go hang out with Donald Trump. Like I said, the best one's like my dad, who works for Epstein, and then the girl, the genius who can match colors, is trying to get me to go hang out with Donald Trump. And technically, I'm working for like the Epsteins with her, in what 2018, because we're working for like the second richest people in the city, and I'm her bodyguard, so I'm working 2 steps away. You're like 19 steps under them. The people who work at the hospital are 2 steps under them. Their CEO and Epstein, who owns the hospital, right? So the doctors are 2 steps below. That's why they get rich. This is when my dad got rich, because he was 2 steps below, and he went and picked up money. I mean, he worked directly for some of these people, just like my ex. Like, she hung out with Donald Trump, worked in Hollywood, and then in this city, she knew the people, the second richest people, which would probably be Jeffrey Epstein's children. So, because the richest were them. So, just make the assumption there. Keep it. They keep it in the family. That's their backstory. That's why they all look the same, and the whole world worships their race as gods. Fucking, and forces everyone else too, because most of them are halflings, and they're benefiting from the fucking program. So they think. Fucking. And they think they'll get out easy if they ever get caught. So they think, fucking. I think a lot of people have been working on that one around me, the old plausible deniability. They've been relaxing on their laurels, thinking that plausible deniability means that living beings are fucking ignorant, low IQ sons of bitches like them who know absolutely nothing and will never know absolutely nothing. And that's probably software in their head designed to have them rest on their laurels, just like they run their fucking mouth. They're like, buy this bullshit. That's why I'm raping you and enslaving you, because you got to buy this bullshit. And you're like, oh yeah, because I'm stupid, right? And they're like, yeah, you are stupid. You're a kid. Children are stupid. Adults know everything. Once you're in an old rotting corpse and in a wheelchair on a breathing machine, then you're so smart and you're a genius and you're an athlete. You can win some gold medals at the Olympics because you're the greatest thing on earth. This is why God invented wheelchairs and breathing machines, because you're just so great that you don't even have to breathe anymore, because it's just so hard work, and you don't have to walk or move anymore because it's so hard work, and they're geniuses. That's why they came up with wheelchairs and breathing machines. It's like, well, why do you look like rotting corpses have been dug up out of the grave? I'm gonna rape and beat you again if you say things like that. I've got Hitler on call. 911, what's your emergency? Sig Heil. I've got some over here don't like Hitler. They think Hitler looked like an ugly rat son of a bitch. They think Hitler looked better as a dead corpse. Fucking, fucking, watching the replay, which we won't. We won't watch the replay of ours. But this shit has to be so fucking amusing to people on the outside because, they're not being raped and beat by these fuckers. But it has to be so fucking amusing because it's like you watching them and they're like, I'm not a Nazi. Hitler, come help me. Come help me, Hitler. He won't buy my bullshit, Hitler. Yeah, come over here and tell him your name's Jesus. Yeah, 'cause he don't like Hitler. Yeah, who doesn't like Hitler? He's an evil kid. We've been watching him since we're born, and he said we're Nazi invading, terrorist, racial supremacists, pedophile, mass murdering, serial killers. And you're not supposed to say that. We're supposed to lie and say we're so else. I really think I'm actually crying, and it's not just because I'm a robot being programmed to give the illusion I'm crying, because my future's going to involve a lot of crying, so I'm giving that ability. It's got to be fucking amusing to watch them outside. I mean, they're trying to get me to laugh, and it is, if I weren't involved, that shit's funny. That's why everyone thinks it's funny when all the crime scene photos of their corpses are passed around. That's why half the city's fucking rolling laughing, because they're like, that trash died, fucking, but it's not funny because that trash is all up in my life. And they're about to do some even worse trash and try to kill me and shit. Fucking, there's a whole year of worse than death trash following that up, and then there's a whole life of worse trash than that before that. Anytime death happens, attempted murder, I want to give them a gold medal, but like, well, at least you tried, son. You know, you're better than the 99% who fucking don't even attempt to do anything good in life. Fucking, at least you tried. Fucking. Uh, Obviously, if they were living beings, though, they'd put that shit together. Like, that never works. We should stop doing it. And like, when we do it, well, you think eventually they'd put it together. Fucking, like this one motherfucker manipulated me and shit. Fucking, and talks to me. He's like, oh, my mom died from this shit. I was like, well, you know, I'm done like joining in the crime program with these people manipulating my life, right? So, you know, you think the message would get out there, like, oh, my child died. We tried to kill him, and my child died from it. And then his friends went around town slapping my family in the face so they'd shut the fuck up, too. Huh. You think they'd get the message? Maybe that's why there's no event in 2010. I think they're using their women to try to fucking pacify me. But there was no event in 2010, and I'm pretty sure I was alone in 2010. So, oh yeah, they fucked my back up. So some might have happened to them because of that. There might be like some health epidemic that's like dropping their asses off that I don't know about. But I wasn't watching TV. I was done watching TV by then and shit. And now YouTube, like they've tried to sneak that shit, that dumbass retarded shit humans talk about onto the internet, because the internet was a safe haven away from them for a while. Obviously, not really, but it was empty. You know, like their heads. You know, the mirror reflection of what goes on in their brains when they try to make people buy bullshit. Fucking, I'm so stupid. I think someone's gonna believe this. It's so great, I'm gonna call it buy bullshit. Yeah, no one will figure it out that it's bullshit, and so it'll be funny when they buy it. When we put guns to their head and force them to fucking say it is real, fucking, and rape them and their children until they say it is real, and genocide their people until we become the only thing there is, so then we will be real. No one will figure it out. There's no way that a person will ever be born smart enough to realize that flying invisible glow-in-the-dark reindeer aren't real. I'm a genius. Everyone's so fucking stupid that yeah. You have any children? He said, I will have sex. It is getting hard talking about this book, man. I'm getting knackered. I've done a lot of hard work today. Fucking, yeah. I mean, we're just kind of sitting around and waiting, you know. Hopefully the atmosphere, you know, we want that planet size asteroid meteorite. Just planets, like all the planets from all the solar system should like rain down on Earth, and just a giant meteor storm, just millions of planets, just like a minigun and shit, fucking. Or we could deliciously enjoy Armageddon with a butterscotch pudding atmosphere, which isn't the plan. It's just like we want butterscotch pudding oxygen. I don't, you know. Robots like to eat because they don't know what it's like to be alive, so they do stupid shit and waste time. That's all they do a lot of times, just waste fucking life. And so they like to eat, and that's stupid. So we get that out of the fucking way. And, yeah. Fucking butterscotch fucking sky, dude. Let's replace buying bullshit with butterscotch oxygen. Fucking butterscotch pudding atmosphere. Fucking, that's weird. I went outside yesterday and it was all like misty, like there was some sort of liquid substance in the air. Fucking towards night. You know, you can get your fog until like 11 a.m. if it's a foggy city. Fucking, it was all like damp and like misty looking outside yesterday, and I was wondering, like, have we begun to realize that the atmosphere is actually butterscotch pudding, and now we're finally seeing it. It does dumb shit like that. It likes to do dumb shit. Fucking, it really loves dumb shit. Fucking, it loves creating bullshit to sell. You can't buy bullshit if it doesn't create bullshit. Fucking, it's not pedophilia. That's a ritual for God. You are God. We're raping God for God. You don't think that makes sense? Who cares? Things don't have to make sense. God said so. Smart people are devils. Not us. We just created the word to point at other people, and goats weren't even invisible 6,000 years ago. We had to rewrite that after 4,000 years because someone caught on that the goats we were blaming for shit weren't actually the ones raping them, and it was us. But it wasn't us. It was the invisible goat. Turns out we were right all along. It was an invisible goat and not a visible goat. We're going to eat God's flesh and drink God's blood. Because God said so. I'm not mentally retarded. There's 6 people in each city who are the only mentally retarded people on the planet. I'm perfectly fine. I'm a genius. What do you say? It says right here in the bullshit book that I'm equal to to everyone. Hey, all except for there's 6 mentally retarded people at each school. Everyone else is the same person. It says right there. They're just gifts from God. Buy the bullshit. Bible. Fucking. You don't need them to name it. You don't need them to name it Bible to think it's bullshit. You don't need them to name it buy anything to let you know that they're solicitors selling a bunch of junk. Fucking, you don't need those things because you already know, because that's what it is. So you know that's what it is. As what solicitors do is, jump on your car when you park at a red light and scream, "Give me $5." No, it's not for crack. It's for food. Don't be a racist. Don't be a hater. Fucking, that's all they do. That's every word they say. It's just them. They're like, no. Use anti-Semite, racist. Use like my dad Hitler. Use like my dad Jesus. Use like my dad whatever invisible person invented the first book of racial supremacy. Use like my evil racist grandpa the Pope. He's like my uncle Donald Trump.
It's like my other uncle Charlie Kirksteinberger der Ovechowitzer. He's an evil Nazi. Hate those people. They ain't like us. I need $5 for food every 5 minutes. No, no, I just got a high metabolism. I eat food every 5 minutes. I'm not fat 'cause I got high metabolism. I'm not 75 pounds 'cause I smoke crack. I'm 75 pounds 'cause I got high metabolism. That's why I need $5 every 5 minutes. 'Cause I gotta eat every 5 minutes. Give me $5, $5, $5. I need $5 from you. I need $5 from you. Nothing that you see is real. Everything that you see is wrong. What I say is real. And what I say is give me $5 and it's not for crack. And it's not for crack. Ah, 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 ah. Bubble, by the bush. You just killed my child. It did nothing to you. The babies are so great. Oh my God, come on, you killed my 18-year-old baby. All he wanted was $5 for some money. No, it wasn't for crack. I keep these conversations real, man. Fucking almost everything I talk about are real life experiences and shit. Almost everything. Including yesterday after I spoke about butterscotch pudding. That was weird. I go outside and it feels really damp out and there's some sort of particulate matter in the air. And I didn't taste it, but it could have been butterscotch pudding. Now I'm telling you, I'm making that up. But wow, that'd be nice if we now got butterscotch pudding. Now we can, now people won't be jumping on your car and punching you through your windshield, begging for $5 for food every 5 seconds. Punching through 300 car windshields an hour to get fucking $5 for, 3 times fucking $15,000 an hour for food, for their not addiction to food, because there's no such thing as food addiction, right? There's no such thing as food addiction. No. Oh no. Oh no, the people selling food addiction are the people selling drugs, the church pitbull, the church pitbull government. That's definitely not. The food pyramid. Oh, brought to you by the pyramid people and the creator of the pyramid scheme. Fucking. You see how everything is just the same on repeat. Fucking. That's all it is. Back in the 80s, that's what they did for comedy. Was literally go. That's probably where I get that from. But in reality, what I'm just thinking is that's what they are. That's what it is. But that's what they did for comedy. That's what Hollywood did for 60 years. It was like watch Rodney Dangerfield. I just go, that's because that's what's real. That's all they're doing. They're like, buybull. We are the greatest people. I'm beautiful. I'm genius. And that's what Rodney Dangerfield did. That's all they could do. That's what they do. That's what's going on up here. Fucking, that was so disgusting when I was a kid when, they make fart jokes because they're fucking shit. So that's natural to them is to make fart jokes. and make fart noises because they are fucking walking shit. So obviously the sound of shit's going to come out their body like, and they're gonna think they're gonna have to push that as comedy and entertainment because that's all they can do is the shit they consume, their food addiction, and the shit flows through their body, and that's all they do is shit all over the fucking place and shit, and that's their contribution to Earth is dying to feed the flowers and shitting to feed the flowers, which doesn't you wouldn't use urea nitrates on fucking plants anyway. So technically, while they're alive, they're not fucking contributing to Earth and shit. Fucking. It looks that way with those AI generated music and movies, don't it though? Yeah, they must have worked really hard 6,000 years ago to invent no cover at all for buy bullshit. Fucking no cover at all. That's how much of scam artists they are. They don't even draw a cartoon image on the book to save 20 fucking cents and shit. And the holy Bible shit. Full of holes. That's why it's called holy, because it's full of holes and it's buying bullshit. But their brains can't operate enough to figure out how to correct these small errors in their activities and shit. Fucking their brains can't operate enough to be like, you know what, like I think the flying reindeer are giving it away that this is full of holes and we're forcing them to, we're colonizer, invader, genociders, forcing them to buy bullshit. Fucking the whole story, it's just Pinocchio. Pinocchio's not a real boy, neither is Geppetto, he's a cartoon. So both of those stories are being written by someone outside the book and shit. And neither of them have ever been able to make one life decision. Everything Pinocchio has ever done and said wasn't created even by Geppetto. Geppetto's the same way. Both of them are still images in time that will never be able to change and shit. You know this shit when you're a kid because it's so like disgusting. Like when you like talk to people and they're saying the same words and then you're like, okay, well, you have fun there, toddler brains. We're advancing in life here. And they're like, no, you can't advance. The full of holes by bullshit says stay away from things and wash my feet. You can't be like those men I masturbate to on TV, those ugly, low talent, no class hacks from Hollywood. Yeah, you've got to, like the holy, full of holes by bullshit says. And you're evil. You're like the goat we used to blame for everything we do. You're evil. You're the opposite of life. I'm Pinocchio. I'm the opposite of evil. I'm live. Everything. And they can't correct it. You can see here, I've been making these videos for 10 years. I've been talking about it for 40 years. And they can't correct a single thing because they is the opposite of live. They is evil. They are the only. And it makes it this way. There is no definition of evil. The word is hogwash. But it's supposedly the worst thing and total trash and something you got to get rid of. But what is it? No one knows. One fact is, it's literally, there's no other definition. It's designed to be nothing until you look at it. And it's the opposite of live. And you see Pinocchio is the one who is pushing all this bullshit full of holes fucking, it's like Swiss cheese. That's why it's called holy. That's why pedophilia is called circumcision, because it's full of holes. And it's buying bullshit. That's why these people aren't Italians and they aren't Romans. Because it's bullshit. Because they are. And just 40 years ago, magically when I'm born, there's a shift where there's a 10-year window where I get a complete education before it's erased from the planet entirely for the first time in world history. And they're telling me all about how people don't like those people. It even says right there in the holy Bible shit, fucking, not the Romans are terrorists, but then they tell you they're constant liars, and they tell you they aren't them. And then they got a chapter, just in case you're stupid, they got a chapter called Romans, because they're worse, they are them. And you just look at their faces and tell where they're coming from and shit. And then you look at Hollywood, all they do is advertise their own people, Al Capone and all that stuff, every actor on TV. And then they're Catholic, Roman Bible shit. Roman Bible shit. And then look at everything. They create this fake cartoon land they ain't from called Isn't Real. And they create these fake cartoon characters that don't exist on the planet, but who does exist. People who look like Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and all the Hollywood stars, and Howard Stern, and all the preachers, and all the satanic preachers, and all the geniuses of science and atheism, all the mentally retarded, and it purposely, as they try to rename themselves from religion to anti-religion, because someone's born on the planet with a living brain who can figure it out. I mean, it's not, you know it. It's just a matter of, do you accept ignorance as your life? Do you want to become one with ignorance? And can you? I literally can. I'm pretty sure living beings cannot become one with ignorance. It's so hard. They don't let it happen. Even, it feels good to get high and fry your brain, which is what's required to buy bullshit, but it doesn't work. It doesn't stay around. It's always short and lived. They work real hard, my parents, and that side of my family, the Smiths. You notice they call that two Agent Smiths, and the myth of the good one, the new myth of the good one, the Matrix, those people are designed, and then it's the myth of the good one. My dad, who works with Jeffrey Epstein, and is hiring me to work for Jeffrey Epstein. Hired me to work for the Masons, and I mean all the same people, right? Just different names they're hiding behind, and the Italians, like every place I work is Masons, Italians, Jeffrey Epstein, all the same people, ain't it? And he's the myth of the good one. He actually did. He was good because he was gone all the time. And that's good, right? That's good when your parents leave and you don't have any parents around. It is in some sort, if your parents are having you buy bullshit, it's good if they leave. As long as you don't listen to too much. He was trying to tell me that, he was trying to get me to be their servant and shit, and I'm like, okay, it sounds like they're trash. I'm kind of uncomfortable working for these people because I've looked at their products, and the products they're selling is trash, and that makes me trash for supporting these people who are selling trash, and I don't want to be trash, so now I'm uncomfortable, and at least there wasn't much force there and shit, but he's definitely a root of the problem of me being here. and being around that first shit. I don't know how that was set up, how fake and staged it was, and how much he was trying to protect me, and he got kicked out for bashing in their head. But fucking, that's the story I get. But no one would talk about it, you know. He wouldn't talk about it, which makes it look real guilty, right? And not only acting guilty while not talking about it, but fucking seems suspect to me. Fucking the only person who could have, would have, and should have, and then the rest of the stories are designed the same way to give the illusion that there's a friend there, but they're all the same people working together, and it forces that, like, friends literally like turn on me 100%, and you can tell like I was just dating their family member, and they were weight draining that entire year of my life with a fake relationship with their people and stuff. And then the other friend was involved in that, and just like the one person would have had to been involved in calling up Joey to come try to kill me at fucking 3 a.m. They're like, yeah, he's leaving my house now. You'll be able to get him this time because he's taking 100 hits of acid, and we fry our brains on that shit, so it'll be easy this time. Not like every day before in the history of Earth where we've tried to kill him and we die from it. Fucking, it'll be easy this time. You got the brainless puppet being like, yeah, it's gonna be so easy this time. Not like every second before of an entire existence of reality. Like in all those books we've been written for centuries and shit that never have fucking worked, and we always die, and it's gonna be so easy this time. Yeah. Fucking. Oh shit. Oh man, it's so hard. I didn't do anything. The dude killed himself. I think I think at the very least they were expecting me to like kill him and then frame me as being a murderer because I was on like 100 hits of acid and shit, and they would have probably blood tested me, you know, at that point in time. And usually I'm always drunk too, so. They didn't even piss test me, fucking. So they forgot their whole scheme, like their brothers, Hitler and the Nazis forgot to fucking drug test me and blood test me, fucking, after they sent their person to try to kill me and frame me for murdering him, fucking. They entirely forgot their whole plan. Some happened in their empty brains, and then some happened and then the gates to the jail. Like, this is a huge building, and we're up on like the 10th floor, and pretty much the equivalent of the gates of the prison open, and I walked out, and I wasn't supposed to. I was like, wow, it's working out really well. So then they sent their crew to jump me and break my hand on the way home because I thought I'd just walk home and enjoy the fresh air, fucking. And then after that, they tried to have an ex they forced in my life rape me, and then down came their little dicks in New York. Those giant. They wish they had dicks, but so they built those twin towers to their obsession with dicks, wishing they had something that their wives always say they don't. Fucking down came the towers, and then came the propaganda that they did it because they don't want to tell you what really happens. They don't want to tell you those towers were brought down because that's Israel city, that's their people, and that's their financial sector. And why would they attack themselves? They wouldn't want to tell you that. The last thing they want to tell you is America and every nation on the planet is them. They want to tell you that this fake, not the only place they exist is this land they don't even live in, and they look like dinosaurs and walking dogs, and they don't really look like humans at all. And they create this cartoon caricature, and then they're like, we did it. We did it. Yeah. We did it to ourselves. It has nothing to do with when we tried to kidnap, rape, and when we kidnapped, raped, and tried to murder fucking this person we think is God. We did it. We did it. Just like the cancer thing, they're like, where's that coming from? And we need money to fix it. It's just a disease that happens. It's like, no, it looks like it's designed to terminate trash. In my life, everyone who is sent to cause me fucking problems, 60% of them, life ended from cancer. One of them, okay, so, and that's 60%. Now the other 40%, what happens to them? Like Nazis give them AIDS, life is over. Fucking, shit. Man, I think it killed this one person's best friend because I liked him and it wanted them to like hang out with me more and shit. And I feel kind of, I almost feel bad, but it's like they were so far away. I was like, yeah, whatever. Fucking, because for some reason they always ship in their people from out. I guess they've got to ship in people from 2,000 miles away from their race in order to find someone who has nothing to offer, fucking, but it gives the illusion that there could be something there. Fucking, they gotta go that far away to find someone who has nothing to offer. They have all got nothing to offer, but then they gotta ship in people from Texas to give the illusion that one of their people might have something to offer. One of their people's grandparents has money. Oh, they listen to this one band. That's like there's 10 million fucking personalities. Like, no, there's only like 7 personalities, but there's like 10 million options for what a person can do and be. And you combine personality ain't just personality, like it can involve your life and hobbies, and so hobbies and personality combined, you have like 10 million fucking options, and they're busy shipping in people from other fucking states, and they still, to make sure that they keep their people in my life and me away from humans, and they still can't find someone to ship in who's not trash. And half of them are being killed, including one of the ones I was born around, was fucking destroyed by cancer. They had their fucking husband taken away from them early, so they were forced to fucking work by themselves and me alone, and then destroy the half of that half of the family is the Agent Smith people, fucking the buybull people. Fucking, and it looks like it's all designed this way, fucking, to happen that way, to destroy that person fucking 100 years ago and fucking destroy their family, and for what they're about to do, because it's like designing them to do it, but it's like destroying them before they do it. Kind of like, I mean, if all you can do is be trash, like, fuck it. Like I said, like, what do you do? That's the point of this video. What do you do? You can't, like, lock them in a a rape concentration camp, because they'll enjoy that. Those fuckers, those cancer fuckers, look like, that first one looks like a man. As that fucker got locked in a fucking, it looked like Howard Stern. Both of those people, that cancer fucker and that fucker, if you lock them in a rape fucking concentration camp where they're being raped by fucking their fetish, don't go with their fetish, because they're obsessed with that. You gotta find, like, Eskimos or something like that. You can tell what their fetishes are, fucking. by what they talk about. That's what's in their head. And they're Hitler and all that. They wish a blonde hair, blue eyed person like Hitler were probably like, oh, I could see Hitler being like, oh yeah, those are the best people on the planet. And I wish I could not look like a fucking trash rat. Fucking, I could see that. I mean, that's what their people do. Those ideas are in their head. Goebbels, Hitler, Howard Stern, they're looking at those people and they're obsessed fucking with them. They're fucking obsessed. They're not fighting for them to take over the world. They're fighting to get them their vaginas and their cocks. Fucking, anyway, so when you look at my life and you look at the trash and how it's disposed of this trash, cancer looks like it was created to dispose of trash. And fucking the AIDS thing might be created to put a halt to trash too. I mean, that's what the cancer, one of the cancer people was telling me that when I was a kid, like my grandma, the old men, that all the men in the 80s, they were pretty much like, yeah, good thing those fags are getting AIDS and dying. And I was like, really? You think so? Like, okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go like, yeah, I'm gonna go, you guys are telling me I must care for and love everyone, so we're just not gonna fucking believe that shit. And, but those people who were talking about that shit were the ones trying to lock me in the church with the holy, full of holes buybull shit. In the closet, like literally they're locking me in a larger than closet size room with their people who are coming out of the closet and shit. So at the same time they're telling me that it's a good thing it's killing those people off. They're forcing me, and then they already performed their homosexual ritual the second I was born. So those people, you see how that works. You got dumbasses telling you, buy bullshit, buy my bullshit, it's full of holes, fucking, and they just sound so fucking stupid every word they say. You couldn't even buy the bullshit if they didn't name it buy bullshit, but they don't have the brain. They don't have the physical capacity to be able to be like, we should stop calling it buy bullshit and stop saying it's full of holes too. Fucking, they don't have the brain. Like, the fucking cancer fucker would be the one who would tell me how great AIDS was, and the cancer fucker would be the one taking me in, who would have been in the hospital when they performed the homosexual serial killer ritual on me at birth, and then would have been involved and locking me in a fucking room with them at the church and shit. And then they're telling me it's a good thing because it's killing off her people. And I'm like, you think so? Because like they're beating me and drugging me and raping me since my birth and shit. And it's saying how great they are and crying for them. But on the other hand, they're telling me it's so great they're dying and shit. And then it turns out to be that's the only positive thing happening on the earth. If these fuckers weren't dying of cancer, I'd have to put up with their shit more. They terrorize me fucking forever. Now, like, the one didn't, right? But it's like, they could have done, the one didn't die from that, and maybe the other didn't, but they caused so much problems with the energy they were given, and the cancer would have sucked their life away from them and disabled them and not allowed them to be very successful demons, you know, like the Mike Tyson of demon. Give Mike Tyson cancer, and now he's not the Mike Tyson of boxing. So you give Mike Tyson of the Demon Legion, you know, these people around me, the leaders of the demons, fucking give them cancer, and then all of a sudden, they ain't got enough energy to be the leader of the demons. They ain't got, you know, the demons are stripped of all their fucking powers with cancer and shit. And then the demons are crying, ah, you must cure the cancer. Ah, and the demons are crying, you must cure the AIDS. And the demons are crying, we must live forever. We sell immortal life. Ah, the demons are like, we're have an everlasting life forever. We've got the demon hospital, the pedophile serial killers selling the bullshit full of holes. It's the buy bullshit full of holes telling you cancer is bad. And in my life, cancer isn't bad. Cancer is killing bad people off. Cancer is disabling bad people and preventing them from being powerful demons and shit. Literally. It's like a lesson I'm being forced to learn. I'm being forced to be around these demons because they're fucking demons forcing their way into my life. And the lessons often are, look, the demon might be forcing his way into your life, but the demon's going to have a hard time doing that because the demon's dying and rotting, and it's physically unable to really do a whole hell of a lot for too much longer because it's likely going to be dead soon too. But not only that, we've already provided the demon has a shitty fucking life and is cursed for its actions and how it's doing what it's doing. Fucking, it's crazy. Like, so many. And, you know, it's not fun. It's not funny at all. It'd be funny, but it's not funny. Like, it's like, well, why are demons being forced in my life? Why are demons allowed to be my entire fucking life and shit? Why don't we have anything of value happening here? Is it impossible to create people of value? Or are the demon legions just so fucking thick that they can prevent you from accessing the external world? And they are, with the holy buy bullshit. They're trying to tell you, don't do anything, don't go around other people, don't get involved in modern things, wash feet. The demon people with cancer were forcing me to do slave labor when I was 8 for $1 an hour, and I never seen the dollar. I was doing hard labor adults are too lazy to do for $1 an hour when I was fucking 8, and that's probably why I'm crippled and shit, fucking. And it's like, good, I'm glad you got cancer, bitch. I'm glad your husband died, and I'm glad the government took your fucking house from you. All three of those things are not enough if that's what caused me to be crippled and shit. But there was so much more happening. There was the pedophilia, rape, mutilation ritual, the love for the homosexual church, and the homosexual holy, full of holes, buy bullshit. I mean, that's just disgusting people forcing their homosexual closeted Nazi fucking Middle Earth Sauron horde invader shit on the planet. All those people need cancer. St. Jude's is the one crying about cancer. St. Jude is the one who needs cancer to kill him. But you know what's better than death? That's what this entire video is about. Is finding something to make it funny. What can we do to them? Cancer ain't enough. That's just a disabler. That's disabled the demons and taken their powers from them. So they are lesser demons and not as powerful as they could be. They're not able to perform as much demon magic as they previously would have been if they didn't get cancer and AIDS or lose their legs or what the fuck ever else and shit. And they're whining and crying it shouldn't happen. Because they're continuing the demon magic. That's all the demon does, is whine and cry and try to steal. And if we don't give them cancer, if we don't give them AIDS, then they'll all be like Donald Trump. He's a fat, lard-ass, lazy, ignorant food addict. If we didn't if they weren't created that way, they'd be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hitler would be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, that's what they've done. Since they came here, they've turned their Nazi goon squads. That since 100 years ago, their Nazi goon squads are now all juiced up on steroids and meth. And if we didn't create the humans for meth to fry their brains, they'd be smart fucking seraphim. But thankfully, that shit fries your fucking brain. There's always some, they're so powerful. They're adults who can rape and enslave you and prevent you from going anywhere in life because their bones are bigger than yours and they can break yours with theirs. And it's like, well, you're adults with cancer and you're rotting. And how about this? I've got a cure to sell you. Yeah, it's called radiation. And I know I told you the last 100 years that radiation will cure your cancer, is what causes cancer. But let me tell you this: if you buy it from me, if you give me a lot of money, then it might. You never know. It might cure your cancer, because what it does is it just kills off everything in your body. And then the rest of your body will regenerate and the cancer won't. See, think about how smart that sounds. Fucking. And that makes that shit funny too, when you think about it, because they're like kindergarten failures who refuse to pay attention to anything on the planet, and they're just running around with their claws out trying to leech and suck blood from everything. And the doctors, at least, went to school for 22 fucking years. So they're like skilled demons and shit. And what they're doing is they're all like leeching each other's blood and shit. But the skilled ones, like, are like trying to leech, they're trying to leech blood off fucking intelligent people too. And they're all working together. And the lesser demons deserve the skilled ones to be poisoning them with radiation for how they act. Especially if I'm right, the reason they're getting cancer is because they're fucking demons. And it sure looks that way in my life. And thank God for cancer. Fucking. I'm kind of, I try to get it a lot, and it doesn't work for me. For some, just like when they try to kill me, it doesn't work for them. And it's like, well, I guess I'm not God either, because I can't kill me. Fucking, I can't give myself cancer. Fucking, I must not be God. Fucking. Fucking, obviously I die at some point, right? Because I'm born into the little baby shell, so I have to die in order for that to happen. Fucking, unless I just get transferred over and we do a memory wipe, which is the same thing, right? Like the shell I'm in goes somewhere, right? It goes to the trash bin. Fucking, and then I come in a little baby shell. But in my life, it's like, show me all this shit. Like, look, these people are trash. And they're just spending their whole life being trash. And, hey, like that. Either everyone on the earth has cancer, or only the people in your life have cancer. Fucking, or only everyone you know has cancer. Almost everyone. Fucking. It's not like almost everyone, but the close ones, the ones who get real close, and they have it before they come to. So it's not like I'm like, hey, that person should have cancer and suffer and fucking rot for their internal life. Yeah, I mean, the one does it to me and shit. If that's what's happened to my back, and I'm assuming this is what happens in the progression here, and that's probably why, because technically it's going out on the limb saying that person needs cancer, unless that's why I'm crippled. Fucking, and then cancer just ain't enough, and better give him some radiation pills too. Fucking, I better give him a lot more than that. Better invent a place for him to go after the radiation pills kill him. Fucking, yeah. And I'm not really like that, so that's really not my thinking. I'm more of the like, well, it should disappear forever. It shouldn't exist in the first place, and we shouldn't keep it around because it might proliferate and replicate if you do keep it around, as it does here, you know. Fucking. But it looks like a lot of times, like, this shit's all figured out. Like, I'm asking this question. Like, this is where I started understanding this, because I started asking this, like, what, you know, like, these fucking beasts are running their mouth about their hole, full of holes by bullshit and karma and all that shit. And I noticed, like, you know, the one dude dies trying to kill me, but that's set up, so not real. Karma's not real. It's set the fuck up. He's set up to be trash, and he's set up to die as trash. Fucking. He's set up to die performing trash activities and shit. Fucking. So, but it's set up to give that illusion, which I'm never convinced of is anything but an illusion. Fucking. It just took till 2020 to fucking get that last little bit of that one missing piece that was being beat out of me and drugged out of me by these people with cancer for 40 fucking years and shit. Fucking 40 years of my life just wasted fucking studying this shit. Fucking firsthand. It's like, oh, you would know how a concentration camp works? Well, check this out. We're gonna put you in one. Fucking, that way you'll know better than everyone else how a concentration camp works. How a fucking pedophile. You wouldn't know what's going on at Epstein's. Check this out. We're gonna have Epstein kidnap you and take you to his brothel, and we'll let you figure out how to escape it and shit. That way you can learn and experience how hard it is. You know, because no one else is really going to understand. You know, you don't understand things until you experience them. You can repeat words, but you don't understand them. And just like this cancer thing, like, it's kind of weird that it looks like a pattern here where people are being forced into my life to cause problems. And they're telling, you know, just like selling a book called Buy Bullshit. They're telling me what's going on. You know, just like when they send their family members to fucking try to kill me, and then they have to laugh about it to make it look like they weren't involved and shit, you know. They're telling me how funny it is and shit that person died and shit. And it is funny, fucking. Just like when 9/11 happened, you know, they started making the story that they did it and all this, and but right when 9/11 happened, they made music videos about how funny it is. And the funny thing is those people making the music videos were the people who are supposed to die in 9/11. So, you know, they're the ones causing all the fucking problems. So it's weird, you know. It's preset, and the new religion, same as the old one, because they have no brains, and they're using AI to regurgitate everything fucking they've ever been able to make appear as anything new, which is impossible to do. Fucking, but they just say it is and hope someone believes it. Fucking. Yeah, they're like, oh, you invented shit. It's like, no, I didn't invent that trash with cancer. Fucking, no, not at all. Fucking, they got that cancer a long time before I came along and shit. They lost their family a long time before that came along. Fucking, it sounds fun. It sounds funny. But, and I didn't invent people whining about it. Fucking, I didn't invent people whining about anything. I just take 1/7 of Earth completely off the map. I've never been one who was like, oh yeah, let's go watch a Hallmark movie so we can cry and whine for 2 hours. I've always been the opposite. Like, don't hang out with people who watch Hallmark movies because all they do is cry and whine. And they're feeding their whining addiction. And you don't want someone like that in your life because they're going to be a manipulative parasite. And then that means you're going to be a person who likes manipulative parasites, and you're going to bring manipulative parasites around other people, and then no one's going to want to be around you because now you're the trash bringing trash into their life, trying to have plausible deniability and be like, well, it wasn't me, I just brought the trash into your life, blah 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 blah, buy my bullshit. It's all the same thing. Buy the bullshit, plausible deniability, bringing trash in your life, being locked in rooms with gay men at the church. None of them were behind any of that except for all of them. Cancer. I love cancer. You love cancer. My ex was actually a cancer. She was pretty good person. She had passive aggression, so she kept the bad inside. I was really scared of that because I just got out of intensive care not too long before meeting her for trying to get away from someone I didn't want around me. Cancer. Looks cool. You got these people in my life killing my babies and forcing me to raise their babies. And if they got cancer, that would be funny as fuck. But they got something worse than cancer. They got obesity. Fucking. That's. If you look at it, AIDS, cancer, food addiction, drug addiction are all the same thing. It has the same core function. It disables the person. STDs, AIDS, STDs, cancer, all that shit. Anyways, what it does is it disables the person inside of it. And I've always suspected the Hebes are like, at first I was suspecting the Hebes are poisoning the earth with that shit, and they are but it's like, well, the Hebes are the ones in my life getting cancer too, and frying themselves from drugs, and getting STDs. So, while I might be fucking having some sort of physical issues myself, I never end up getting anything that stays for a long time. It's kind of like chapters in a book when it comes around, and it's weird because I just said fuck it and left the house and traveled the world, and magically I can walk. And it's like, huh. So it's like an illusion for me and shit, fucking. And I don't know about them. Fucking, maybe they were forcing themselves around me because they thought I would cure their cancer or something. I noticed none of them died from cancer as long as they were around me and shit. Fucking, it makes me wonder, because there's been a lot of weird shit that happens. Like, obviously, this whole thing looks like a weird setup event. And they even send me fucking music that other people don't listen to, telling me, with clips like, oh, man, there's something downright fucking weird going on this planet and shit. And no one listens to that other music that I get fed that's telling me shit. Fucking, especially when I'm younger. Like all the shit they talk about today, I was being fed in 2015. Just like all the shit I talk about. Like old people back in the day were like, yeah, AIDS is designed to kill bad people. And I'm like they don't say that no more, fucking. But at the same time, those people are telling me not to say shit like that and send me to buybull shit programs, telling me not to say shit like that. And it could be like a internal thing, like where they have cancer and they feel they've done something wrong to deserve that. And so they're trying to be like, yeah, don't be like that. But yeah, good thing AIDS is killing people. Hopefully this cancer don't kill me though. That's not a good thing. It's kind of weird there. Fucking. I can also make positive things for it, but the majority of my personal experience is these have targeted people who have been major players in my life and who all misled me and shouldn't have been in there in the first place, causing problems, holding me back in life. And then you can see that many of them are inserted in my life. Like after the first two I'm born around, I can see like the other people are being dragged in on a leash by the Hebes and shit. And so the Hebes are dragging their used up dogs in on a leash. And there's always a thing where maybe they're just, this is a used up trash breeder with cancer, and that's why they're dumping the trash on my porch. Just like Donald Trump and Elon Musk do with their 8 kids. They dump their fucking sewage on your porch. You're paying for Donald Trump's 8 kids. You're paying for his 3 ex-wives. But they're living good lives and shit. They're also getting, pennies, which are $100,000 a month from Donald Trump and Musk. But they're obviously taking all that shit from you. That's what their people are doing on a low level in my life, and you can see that. And then that's what makes me realize they deserve fucking cancer and shit like that. But the ones who got it before I was born were playing those same roles in my life of trying to prevent me from doing anything of value in life and having me buy bullshit full of holes, forcing me to, raping me. It begins with those people with cancer, people with cancer performing their serial killer pedophile ritual on me at their hospital. And I'd like to do a study to see how many of the doctors who do that shit get cancer. And like that'd be interesting. If wouldn't that be telling if like 60% of that field of doctors and nurses get AIDS and cancer, and then like 20% of other doctors don't. 20% of other doctors do, right? Fucking, so that'd be, why don't we do studies like that? Well, it's because we have to buy bullshit from St. Jude, and I think it's amazing. Fucking, obviously they play games with our corpses, but this trash is involved in allowing all those games to go on. So I think that's funny when that happens to them. It's trash being sent into my life to destroy it. And the Hebes, they're NPC, they're evil fucking NPC. Whatever's operating them, that's trash. Whatever's creating the Hebes, the AI, or the slime monsters hiding in space, there's a reason they're slime monsters hiding in space, because slime would have to be cleansed from the fucking planet. And that's why they would create robots and be scared to come down here, because like little baby Joey in the manger, the flies would be crawling their holes in their head. And then no one would be crying, and people would come around thanking you for killing them. Fucking. But it does look pretty set the fuck up. Maybe those people are just trash, and they deserve what they get for worshiping the Hebes. Fucking. They're hanging out with them, they're worshiping them. Come on, you're an adult. You know better. You know better than to hang out with trash. It's not your parents' fault anymore. Once you hit 15, 18, it might be your parents' fault. You don't know to look out for this trash, and it might take you a little longer to figure out that trash is there. But it still is eventually on you to get rid of the trash. And it's your planet. You gotta clean it up. And you definitely have to pay for bringing them in other people's lives. You can do whatever we want with your life. And as soon as you start bringing that trash in other people's lives, you're now one of them, and you are the cancer, the living embodiment. That's real cancer. That's another thing too, is these useless topics are in the way. Everyone, Earth has cancer. We should worry about Earth before we worry about one or two people who are enslaving us and killing us and drugging us and raping us. Because our favorite rapist is fucking cancer. God. Well, the Earth has cancer because they exist in the first place, causing their problems. And there's got to be some sort of root to this cancer, because they're not smart enough to invent that shit. And lo and behold, they're running their mouths about it, who they work for and what they're doing and why they're doing it. And they won't shut the fuck up about it for some reason. For some reason, they tell you all day, every day. And they won't shut the fuck up and let you forget about it. Isn't that another odd parallel? They won't shut the fuck up and let you forget they exist. And it wouldn't be an issue. No brain, no ability. They're not living beings. They don't have. They're either being created in a fucking factory, and like my toaster, it's never going to be able to be updated, or they're purposely, even with updates, and it looks like they can get updates. I mean, they're communicating through Wi-Fi and talking to me about like what I say in the morning and shit, so they can get updates. It's just purposely making them stupid as fuck. It's purposely making them going around saying, buy my bullshit so I can rape children and kill and enslave you. I raped you when you were a child and you're not going to do anything about it. But it was for God. So it's good. Literally, anyone who tells you that, fucking, that's the law of the land. You kill pedophiles. You kill mass murdering serial killers. But that's beyond. The serial killer only kills like 30 people. A pedophile only rapes like a couple children. We're talking about people who are killing and enslaving. Enslavement is so much worse than rape or a serial killer. Enslaving is like way different. Mind control is slavery. And that's so far. That's pedophilia is not even a crime compared to mind control. Pedophilia requires mind control to work. It's just a byproduct of mind control. And mind control is slavery. Pedophilia is a byproduct of slavery. If you're enslaved, you're going to get raped. You're going to get beaten. You're going to be forced to do labor. You're going to be forced to worship a master race as gods, etc., etc., etc. Pedophilia is just one thing in an ocean, one drop in an ocean of a personality type that should be totally and wholly exterminated and removed from existence. Fucking enslaver. And there's a reason why our enslaver pals at the hospital, there's intelligent demons trying to figure out how to cure their fucking the demon prevention plagues. Fucking those intelligent demons at the hospital, the intelligent pedophiles. Lord, book it, child dicka sucker. Lord of the books. Fucking. Yeah. They don't tell you that. For some reason, none of them suggest that. But in the 80s, it was common knowledge that the reason AIDS exists is because someone was targeting degenerates with a plague. Everyone said that. I might have been the only person who was like, are you sure about that? Like, I might have been the only person been like, yeah, I don't know. But that's because the people telling me that was true were like beating me into, because they want me to be their slave and love everything they do. So in the process of mind control, you have errors that will occur. And so when you're beating someone to say you're the greatest thing and you can never do anything wrong, you can't quite say I'm the greatest thing and I can never do anything wrong, because you know right away that this is fucking Hitler. And because they're teaching you that these other people, they're telling you about these other people who are trash because they want you to yourself. So they tell you, like, hey, this person's a pedophile, avoid them. You know, when we raped you as a kid, that wasn't pedophilia, that was for God. Yeah. And when we take you to the right place every day, that's for God, not for pedophiles. And when we take you in there and lock you with homosexuals when you're still a child, that's learning. It's learning with God. And who is God? Well, it's an invisible person, but you must worship me. And through that, the invisible person gains joy and hope. But worship me, give me your money, work for me, be my slave, let me rape you. And through that, the invisible person number 2,539 that we've invented, will gain in joy and hope in massive amounts, and he will be rich in heaven if you just give me all your money, and we'll go to the store, we'll go to this restaurant over here, and I'll get some food. And then, you know, you see it, and then they got to be like, well, okay, so give my food to the poor, and they're like, well, watch out for Hitler. Don't give Hitler anything, and don't give pedophiles everything, and don't give these people anything, and don't give those people everything. And then they make up all this list, and they're projecting their personality into these people. And, you know, because they're thinking, the only thing they can think of is what is in their head. So they're like, there you gotta watch out for all those racists who hate everyone else, who don't look like them, and who don't worship, you know. You gotta watch out for all those people who don't worship God. And then they tell you what they do. They're like, well, what they do is they do this and that, and then so they're like detailing you every personality type there is, and at least two of those personality types are theirs. But what they're really trying to do is separate you from everyone on the planet so they can keep you to themselves, you know. And so that way you can funnel your money through them, and then God can be happy. And God can be happy you've funneled your semen through their mouth, and you've funneled your blood through their mouth, and your money and your labor. And then when you think about it, Saint Pedophile. Look at that, Saint Pedophile, Saint Jude. Those people are dope dealers. That's the world's largest drug cartel. That's a real Pablo Escobar, is St. Jude's Hospital. But Donald Trump, his people. The Bible are the original people forcing drugs on people to kill them, forcing plagues on people to kill them, and inventing invisible goats to blame it on. But, in my experience, their people are the ones dying from the shit too. And it looks really suspect that I'm being told I'm supposed to find this type of shit funny as it happens, and and of course, you know, there's always, you know, buy my bullshit, but it's true. You know, it's like, oh, these people are supposed to be dying, but I'm in such pain, we've got to fix it. It's, what's going on here? It's like Pinocchio fucking saying any word and every word he can, accidentally saying the truth every now and then. But we were created, but we is living beings. We is real, but we just can't live in that land. We we is Americans, but we is from the Middle East, and we killed the Americans. We is Europeans, but we're from the Middle East. Buy my bullshit, but it's true. It's full of holes, but it's the truth. They lie all the time, but it's not us. This is like standard day-to-day. This is not just a book. This is interacting with Pinocchio on a day-to-day. I'm 20 years old now. I just requested you to exist last month. I have the book over here where I literally detailed your character creation. But we should probably terminate this conversation right now because you're a liar. I'm getting an idea you're a fucking liar. And it's like, you're either a fucking alien enslaving this fucking planet who the trash around me dying of cancer deserve to die from cancer for protecting, or you were just invented last month. Fucking, and you're not 20 years old, you are 8 months away from being an embryo. You're just making up a lie about what age is. It is so you can enslave people when they're children and then enslave adults by using the word child to using children to enslave the adult. One of the two things there, fucking, it's like, I'm 20 years old, but you just invented me yesterday. It's just like the fucking listening to the Neo in the New Age and Timothy Leary, take your ass and you's invented the world, but I is a real person who existed before you invented me. You is inventing the world, but all except for all the trash on the fucking planet that you fucking despise and never even knew existed until we forced it into your life. The only fact we have going on here is trash is everywhere. Garbage, the earth is just coated in garbage juice. That's the only fact going on. We have some sort of alien Terminator species. You can think they're aliens, and I understand that they're non-existent robot shells. Fucking, well, you can think whatever you want till you figure it out. Fucking. And they're going around saying they is real. And it's Pinocchio on, literally, if Earth didn't existed before I came, as I suspect, then they've always been Pinocchio on steroids. But they supposedly just invented steroids 80 years ago when they invaded Germany and stole all their technology from them. Obviously, they didn't invent shit. Einstein would have had to go over to smarter, better people and have his brother Hitler steal their fucking ideas from them. Fucking like they do with American House, selling their trash across the world. They're bringing in all the smart minds from every nation on the planet, taking those smart people from their nations, and Elon Musk hires them because Elon Musk can't fucking think. Elon Musk and Trump's in my life don't do their actual work. Like I said, they outsource it to China and shit. Fucking, that's what they do. They come in here out and send their shit to their ancestors back in China. Fucking. Apparently, Kanye West thinks that, and so do some other people in my life who have been explaining the story of where they come from. But they do look like a first class, robot. They're all like slopped together, and you can't even tell if they're a male or a female. You can't tell what it is. Is it a slime monster or a person? Fucking, they can't either. They're the ones inventing that. Realize, like, it's a boy, it's a girl, what's that? It's Pat. That was invented when I was born and shit. Fucking, that was already there. Except for I looked at my fucking grandma and I thought the same thing. And I look at Howard Stern and I swear my grandma died right when he started getting famous. And I think that's my grandma claiming it's a man, which I think my grandma was a woman claiming a man claiming it's a woman. So maybe my grandma came out of the closet, which she was big on that, right? And she was involved in that pedophilia shit, fucking with the buybull shit, and involved in trying to get little boys to go hang out with gay men at the church, fucking. And worship them and say they're the greatest people and take boys away from their fathers so fag hags could raise them fucking at the church. Fucking wow. And we're crying about cancer. We're crying about it, bro. Get real. Get fucking real. Everyone in the 80s, all people, all the men in the 80s were like, I hope they get AIDS and die. And I was a kid being raised by women, and they were the church, and they were like, and the church is obviously going to be scared of that because they are the homosexuals in the closet. Fucking, so obviously, if they think homosexuals are getting AIDS, they're going to be like, oh, we got to stop this. So St. Jude's is like, we got to stop this. But it's like, what are you going to stop? What are you really going to stop? What are you wasting your time doing? This is all a waste of fucking time. Every fucking thing here. You trying to do something and their people are fucking preventing you from doing shit your whole fucking life. You can't do shit. That's why I think it's funny they get cancer. Because they're like, you can't do anything. You've got to wash my feet and hang out with gay men. That's what little boys do. You get to church and hang out with the gay men because it's so sexy when they get naked and start touching each other. They leave out that part of it. But you learn who that is because it's forcing their people into your life, and you learn everything, their personality, which is 5-7 things. It ain't hard. It's just they're telling you it ain't real, and what they say, and they say buying bullshit full of holes is real. Fucking with drugs, rape, terror. Constant threats. That's all that is. Constant fucking threats from them. That's all every religion is. It's just invaders killing the natives, raping their women and men. They leave that out always. When they admit who they are, they do the 99% thing to it. It's like a little Easter egg hunt. There's something to learn for everyone, you know. It's a learning process. You always learn in that 1%. When they come in and they rape and kill the natives, trust me, that's what gays do, is go around the planet killing people. Then they tell you that too. They say they're degenerates across the board. They'll have sex with everything, and they're serial killers and all that. They know that. Of course America knows that. Of course America's media know that. Of course the pastors and the preachers know that. Of course the fag hags at church know that, because that's what they're doing. That's who they are, and they're hiding in the closet. They're like, well, we're good people, and hey, we're just, all those people we killed and buried in the land that we built this church upon, those were bad people. Those were of Satan. Yeah, we came over here and we discovered the land in Mexico, and then it was like, and they were being evil. They were killing their babies, and we said, stop that. And they wouldn't stop. So we killed them, and then we built a whole bunch of houses over here and took all their gold and then left. Because they're fucking evil, bro. And we went back home 5,000 miles away, man. They're fucking evil, bro. It's evil, man. If you don't believe that, let me tell you what, they didn't believe it either, so the same thing's going to happen to you. We told them they was evil. We said, where's all your gold? Give me all the gold. They said no, and I said, evil people say no to God. Good people say yes to God.
And we come in the name of the Lord, Lord Catherine the Great. She is the greatest version of Jesus to ever walk the planet. And they was like, we don't give a shit about your holy slut. And they're like, in the name of the Lord, we must kill you and steal all your gold. And we will remember you as the great fighters you are by burying you. Yeah, very expensive to bury people, so we will just throw you all in one giant pile and then build a church on top of you and hope. And because we're cavemen and we're the smartest thing that will ever exist on the planet, no one will ever be able to invent things like a shovel. What the hell's a shovel? And no one will ever defeat us. So we won't ever have to worry about anyone digging up all the corpses under this. But so we can actually make these statues here of the saints and God standing on the skulls of all these people we just killed here. And they won't ever figure anything out. It's a good idea. I really like the skull stuff, man. I really like the skull shit. I like that skull, man. Look at that. Look at all them dead people. That looks pretty cool. Man. Put some skulls there on that church there and all them old 80-year-old people. I'll tell you what, don't put a picture of me there on the statue. Put a picture of an 80-year-old man on the statue, and we'll say that's who invaded and killed everyone here. Is an 80-year-old man wearing a towel. And then they'll never figure out who it was, because we is the smartest thing on the planet, and there'll never be nothing else, no one knowing anything. In fact, let's just pack up and leave after we do this. That way they don't know we here. They'll be able to buy the bullshit forever, because, we all cavemen. We just a little bit smarter cavemen, and that's going to be the way the world be forever. No one ever going to be able to think or have any thoughts or invent a shovel. Fucking, so they won't be able to dig up all the corpses to find it, and they'll all be dead, so they ain't going to be able to tell no one nothing. Dead men don't tell tales. For 14,000 years, that was like in the brain. You see how their brains can't figure shit out? If you're like a day ahead of them, you're like 70 million years ahead of them. If you're a day, but if you're in the modern time, you are so far ahead. Like when I was little, that's why I kind of think it's funny. Some of this shit's funny because these people were like trying to drag people back to the caveman times. Fuck medieval times. That would have been cool if people came in with swords and knight armor and horses and jousting, and they was like, "Come on, we're going back to the good old days." These people are talking about going back to the pre-caveman days before they could figure out how to climb trees and break limbs off and beat each other in the head with it. Fucking, they want to go back to when the only thing you could do is drown people and shit, and then enjoy the water by yourself without those evil people you had to drown who wanted to enjoy the water with you or beside you. How disgusting. Fucking, they weren't me, so they don't deserve to live. I'm the only thing that deserves. Anyways, fucking, wow. Anyways, donate your money to cancer research, guys. Meanwhile, I think that's really odd that these people are getting their face. It reminds me of the 9/11 shit. Cry about it and give them your money. And it's like, no, that's the best thing that's ever happened to the planet. It's the best thing that's ever happened in my life. Why are we crying about it? And the only reason I'm not on board with this shit before is because I had to see it over and over. This is being done outside of my reach. I was born to pedophile fucking serial killers who already had cancer. Life was already ended by cancer.
fucking, and they had to sit around and think about it for 40 years, what they were doing with their life, and they never did. They never sat around and thought about what they were doing. They kept on doing it, but they didn't do it very well anymore with cancer. Thanks to cancer. It's like a friend or something. It reminds me of my friend when that dude killed me and tried to kill me, and his family went around saying they're gonna kill me because they're and friends in his gang because they were going to because their gang member's son fucking died trying to kill me, and then my friend went around slapping him in the mouth. It reminds me of cancer. It's like cancer went around slapping these bitches in the mouth and shit. I was too little to smack these bitches in the mouth when I was fucking a toddler. And lo and behold, cancer's already there. Cancer's like, I got your back, toddler. Fuck these bitches. And then it happens later in life. It's like it's like, why are these people being forced in my life? I don't even have time for this. Anyways, I've got other people forcing their way into my life. I don't have time for new people. I'm not even allowed. They're going to kick your ass out of my life real soon. Fucking, why is this person here? This seems really suspect. I'm not really interested in these people. I'd like to be around someone like me. Right now I got a male friend like me, so kind of like me, and that's a good place to start. Fucking, we're running businesses and talking about the future and shit. Fucking, and then they just happen to already have cancer, and it's like it's like when that dude killed himself and then trying to kill me, and it's supposed to be like a consolation prize that the money's there to pay for high definition photos of his corpse, and then it's got pictures of flies fucking trying to eat his body and shit. And it's like, it's just, and they're trying to convince me it's a consolation prize too and shit. I don't think it is. It's like a consolation prize is something you throw away anyways. And almost any fucking circumstance should throw away a consolation prize. I don't even have my real awards anymore, from the president and shit back in the 80s. Fucking, I don't even have that anymore. Fuck a consolation prize. I mean, like, once you're winning awards from the president, fucking, you're just, what do you keep after that anyways? It's like nothing. There's no reason for anything. Makes me wonder if that's not set up too. It's like, well, if we don't have that, we don't really, nothing else is really of value, is it? Fucking, I can have all the school tests and gold stars I want from the teachers, but instead I just throw that in the trash because it doesn't mean anything, and now I can move around, move to a new city every fucking 7 months and shit, and not care at all. I think it's cute, actually. Actually, the first cancer person threw away one of my fucking trophies I won in a 3-point shootout. It wasn't a legit thing, so I didn't feel cool about it. But the trophy was fucking huge and shit. Fucking, it looked like I did something. Fucking, it wasn't quite legit. I beat someone fucking 3 times my size, 2 times my age. Fucking, that part was cool, but it wasn't huge. I mean, the trophy was huge. Fucking, but they threw that away, and it's kind of like, it's almost like, without that shit, I wouldn't have been able to do that, move along in life so easily. Like in 2020, I threw everything I own away and worked fucking 30, 40 years to build. Just threw it all away. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't have those events happening and shit. A lot of this looks real fucking staged and shit, especially the cancer thing. It's like slapping bitches in the face and shit. Why am I supposed to be against it, like, at this point? Because it seems like it's slapping bitches in the face. And some of these bitches told me that shit. And people who aren't bitches told me that shit. In the 80s, that was a huge argument. Is AIDS a good thing? Because people are like, it's killing degenerates. And I'm like, what does that mean? And they're like, no one wants to explain because how deep that shit is. Because half the people are in on it. Fucking. So, yeah. Fucking. No one wants to explain degeneracy because everyone's in on it. Fucking. And they feel like when you're part of something, you don't want to talk about it. Like the people who the doctors working at Epstein's hospital around town, and the news reporters reporting on it. Like they said, well, he's done so much for the city. What they mean is he's done so much for me. I've benefited from it, right? And it's like he's done so much by the city by holding concerts for the kids and selling them for fucking money to build these buildings and pay my paycheck. That's what that really is. Obviously, that's what that means, but you tone it down with some other words and you're just like, well, maybe we shouldn't talk about it because he's done so much for the city. The city. He's done it for the city. I go out there and stomp on the ground for him. Like, fuck you, Epstein. Everyone should do that. Go outside and just kick the ground. Like, fuck you, Epstein. See what that does. And it'll get it all out there. That's what the process of scapegoating is designed for. Inventing an invisible goat. You get the city. He's done so much for it. The city. He's done so much for the asphalt. He's built all the asphalt. There'd be no asphalt out there if it wasn't for him. There'd be no lampposts. If you got, and let's just stop blaming Epstein and look at what life would be without those lampposts forcing us to have them around all the time. No one's discussing lampposts. That's right. Obviously, when you say the city, it's an official, so it's not like the lamppost, because you'd be like, well, maybe the lamppost should go. But then you're like, the city, and you're like, oh, people in suits, doctors and politicians. Oh, and Jeffrey Epstein. Other store owners like Jeffrey Epstein's family. Oh, the other buildings Jeffrey Epstein paid. Ooh, the college Jeffrey Epstein helped build. Ooh, the college kids are part of that. You're not blaming the kids now, are you? Let's do it for the kids. Let's be quiet for the kids. Jeffrey Epstein's raping kids, but you know what? The kids are really benefiting from it. That's exactly what that means. And that's how the language games work here. That's why I get people who have cancer, and I'm suspecting that people are being fucking raped by cancer on purpose. That's why we got people with cancer talking about these other people are fucking degenerates who need diseases, and then we got they're performing pedophile rituals, and they're explaining to me about pedophiles. They're getting lost in their own dialogue. There's just so many words they can't sort out the own words they're using and shit, and how they're used and how they're networked. And just like the news people, they don't figure out how stupid they sound. Why did you even put an article out that says that? Oh, well, he's built, his name's on so many buildings, but he built this city for us. It's like, well, you do realize that you just shouldn't publish that article, right? Like, that article has to go through an editor, the publisher. There's like at least 3 people: the writer, the editor, and the publisher. And then it has to go to the prince. So the people printing it might read it too, and one of them might be like, I don't know. Maybe we just shouldn't talk about this at all. Instead of saying maybe you don't say maybe we shouldn't talk about something. What you do is you don't talk about it. You see how it's right there, it's exposing itself that your plan is to not talk about it. And your plan to not talk about shit, and no matter what aspect of life that is, involves you not talking about it. And it definitely, most certainly, involves you not talking about it. Okay, I don't go around, you don't go around, Jeffrey Dahmer don't go around like, you know what, guys, I shouldn't talk about, not talking about fucking killing children. What you do is you just don't talk about it. I shouldn't talk about killing children. Hey, go door to door. Go door to door. Hey guys, do you guys think I should talk about or I shouldn't talk about? Do you guys think it's a good idea if I don't talk about all these children I'm raping? Oh, okay. Well, I'm taking a poll. I'm gonna go ask the neighbors. Hey, you guys think I shouldn't talk about all these children raping or not? Huh? You think that's a good idea? And you go to the next guy, like, hey, well, I figured out, guys. The best thing to do is to not talk about raping and children. What do you think about that? And then the next door, hey guys, we've already figured out the best thing to do is not talk about raping children. What do you think about that? And I hope you enjoy that. And you go to the next guy, go, hey guys, we've decided not to talk about raping children, so we're not going to talk about it. And then go tell your family, and you're like, hey kids, we've decided not to talk about raping children because it's best we don't talk about it. So you guys go tell your friends that we're not going to talk about it because it's not a good idea to talk about it. So you guys go tell everyone that, and then I'll tell you what, I'm going on vacation to China next month, and I'm going to start telling them, too. I'll go tell the Chinese people, I'll be like, hey, we've decided not to talk about the Jeffrey Epstein situation. And then you go to the guy selling ramen in China, and you're like, hey, guy, that's some really good ramen. Let me let you in on a secret. We've decided not to talk about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. That's right. Go tell all your friends that we've decided not to talk about it. It's literally the exact opposite of not talking about it. It's talking about it. How do you not know that? Just like the rest of this dialogue shit. Say, what the fuck is what is their dialogue? Their dialogue is just like slop. It's like anything and everything slopped together and shit. It's not quite anything and everything. There's always that 99%, and no one's pointing out like that 1%. Like it's kind of easy to see. Like no one. People do talk about, you don't talk about shit you're not talking about. Like, people talk about that, but no one talks about, oh, hey, look, book you're selling is called Buy Bullshit, and it's full of holes. And it's very holy. Fucking, no one's going around talking about that. No one's going around talking about, hey, there's no such thing as flying reindeers. Because 99%. Fucking not 100. Anyways, man, fucking wow, waste. So wasteful. I can't believe I have to be crippled through the whole thing too. I mean, I have to be crippled, and I have to be around people who are cursed demons with cancer and shit like that. And I'm pretty sure that's what they is. And they're continuing to fill my feed. Yesterday, I seen they're pushing more of that shit. We must cure cancer. It's like, I think you need cancer, to be honest. Like, you're forcing this shit in my feed. If you got cancer and died, I wouldn't have to listen to your shit anymore. Like those other people in my life who got cancer and died. There's no chance in hell I can listen to their shit anymore. Unless Scooby-Doo Land is real. and I get to go to hell and stab them with pitchforks and shit. Which I wouldn't really look forward to doing, but I am preparing just in case. Got my job application ready, and I got my pitchfork training. Got my pitchfork selected and shit, fucking, and got some programs ready just in case. You know, always be prepared is the motto of the Boy Scouts. So, yeah, I'm about to go buy the pitchfork too. I can't wait for that. I've been hyped about that for a minute. Fucking, I noticed last time I went, they only had one of the pitchforks and shit. Fucking, and they got rid of the good one. The little she-brews, they always think they're up to something. They thought they was up to something before 9/11. They thought they was up to something before COVID. It's like, oh, you're gonna prevent me from buying a pitchfork. Oh, your mom has cancer. Oh, your baby has cancer. Oh, God. You think allowing me to buy a pitchfork would have prevented that? Or you'd still be having to change their diaper and get that radioactive shit on your hands so you get cancer in 5 years too? Or what, brother? Oh, you're preventing me from doing something again. You remember what happened last? I swear I didn't invent cancer. I enjoy solving problems. Now, the game likes problems. The game likes to create problems so it can create solutions. Problem, reaction, solution. The Hebrew method, right? Fucking. They solve the problem. They create the problem of there being no pitchforks. And the reaction is, fuck you. We're going to have to do something. And then, yeah, the solution is give them cancer. Fucking. No. The solution is create a new pitchfork that also spurts fucking napalm out of it too and shit in case someone tries to grab the pitchfork. That's a good idea, dude. We're gonna have to re-engineer. I thought the pitchfork was perfect, the perfect weapon in the modern age, but it's not. It's gonna need napalm and shit. Fucking. You gotta realize you're gonna run out of bullets. Minigun's cool, but you're gonna run out of bullets real fast. So you need a manual rock. You need like rocks. Rocks are everywhere. God has provided us with rocks and makes rich people waste their money on ammo. It looks like a unique method of draining money from people who have too much money, like America, fucking, and Israel, fucking. To be honest, that's what it looks like. You're preparing to fucking kill and enslave the planet. Well, here's an idea. Why don't you buy rocks? $1 a rock, bro. Why don't you buy rocks? Yeah. Buy the rocks, bro. They're not free laying around outside or anything. Fucking always some sort of joke going on here, always some sort of fun, and you just gotta see what's happening and understand it and shit. Fucking, that's why a lot of people weren't worried about AIDS back in the 80s and 90s, because a lot of people were like, ha 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 ha, fucking, and like this cancer thing, it's like, I've been telling you about the people in my life. I'm telling you 60% of those people